the dark of the night, I touch you. You are warm and soft, just right. My desire for you is so strong, and I'll make sweet love to you all night. Just one kiss lights my fire. Just one touch fans my flame. You are here in my arms, dear, and I will never, no, never be the same.
Everybody, welcome. Golan-Globus Theater.
We're coming out with some low energy.
Low energy.
Well, we just had our minds blown by the latest movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
This is true. I'm just very relaxed. I mean, I released all my tension this morning by watching The Dallas Connection for a fourth time in the last 15 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to really study these movies. I need to make sure I know exactly how tense every tit is. And I know how tense every tit is in this movie now.
It's a tongue twister there.
It is a tongue twister. I'm surprised I made it out. Yeah, it's pretty impressive, isn't it?
When you talk about tits, it's just like...
Speaking of tongue twisters, we saw the Strange Man movie.
Oh, yeah, I said that earlier.
You said that earlier.
Yeah, you weren't listening. But
I wasn't listening. I was focused on tits.
This is not... I don't want to rag on the movie, but I almost fell asleep in the first 20 minutes of the movie. Maybe it's just me. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, everyone knows about how we feel about movies, but this is probably a good time to introduce
This is actually a short movie for Marvel. It was 2 hours.
It felt short, which the previews felt long, but the movie felt short.
But enough about that bullshit. We were talking about a great movie that was 90-some minutes long.
It's like 99.
99,
let's say.
Not only that, we got a guy... If you're an old school Golan-Globus Theater person, you already know this guy, and you know that this guy there wouldn't be a Golan-Globus Theater without this guy, because he was responsible for clashing the Titans. That is me and Griff many years ago. How long ago was it? When did you start working at the comic shop?
Oh man, probably 8 to 10 years at this point.
10 years?
10 years.
Yeah, because I've been away from the private investigator for about 3. I was at the private investigator for 2. So and I was at the comic shop for 6, so 11 years.
11 years.
Wow, I've known you 11 years. Yeah. Time fucking flies. I've known you as long as Jason Statham's mechanic has been in
Jesus
existence.
Christ. This is not a good time to bring that up.
No, but what is a good time to bring it up is we're just like talking and we didn't even introduce him.
We didn't.
I will say, going back to that, I loved hearing your spot on Jason Statham impression.
Thank you.
And I loved hearing Griff do whatever Griff was doing.
Damn it. I thought I got it.
How do you feel about my Bronson?
Your Bronson's spot on.
Good.
I thought
people love my Bronson too.
I thought Charles Bronson was resurrected to come back for that episode.
When we talked about, I think we did a mini review of a Bronzy, I think his name is Robert Bronzy.
Yeah,
I said I would be willing to do the voice work for him because we do dub his, because I think he's like some weird Czechoslovakian or some shit.
Right. The new Bronze
He used to
guy,
be on Twitter. We follow each other. He's a really nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
But he just, I don't know, somebody whacked him or maybe somebody mechanic got him. I
think he's still out there. Some mechanic got him. Oh,
but we already said our man Mike Mullins
Mullins is here. We didn't say that. There it is.
He was like as far as you were our first guest ever, I think, right?
I think.
I,
I
think
don't
we,
remember.
I think we had you on before Pigeon.
Yeah, Pigeon. I think came on second, but I don't remember these facts.
Yeah, I don't remember if I was the first.
I feel like you came
I
on from
think you
Masters
were.
of the Universe.
Yes.
I came on for Masters. of
That's
the
like
Universe,
our third or fourth episode.
Yeah.
So
And then
Yeah,
I
you're right.
came on for a couple
Schlocktober.
Golan-Globus,
Yeah.
theaters, and
Yeah.
then I think I did one or two
Yeah, you-
Black Exploitation
yeah.
History Month.
that's right. Yeah.
So we haven't seen you in like 3 years. Well, we've seen you, but the listeners haven't seen you in 3 years. What caused you to? What you came to us and were like, I have to talk about Andy Sidaris. What was the impetus of this, Mike?
Well, if you remember, I think it was Foxy Brown, that Foxy Brown episode.
One of our greatest episodes.
Clearly.
For
The
a
boss
while,
love it.
For a while, it was your highest rated episode.
Yeah.
It was the most downloads, and
There were a lot of bots, but
it- it went to my head.
Mm-hmm.
Sponsorship deals started rolling in.
Oh, yep.
that always happens that way.
The envelopes with the whispers in them.
I got into hard drugs, fast cars, loose women, and I lost myself.
I-
And
Yeah.
put on a few pounds. Hairline went back a little bit. I made some mistakes, burned some bridges, but I said, you know who my true north is? Golan-Globus Theater.
Well, that's a lot.
Goddamn right.
So many people have said that. They
know,
stopped doing drugs.
I keep hearing that Jesus is a bridge. Golan-Globus is a bridge.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to have you back.
I'm glad to be back.
You should probably join us for our next what is it? Pure Flicks or something?
What?
One of our beautiful Christian movies.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds like it
You would be
is-
perfect for the movie called The Trump Prophecy.
Trump prophecy. Oh boy, that sounds thrilling.
We saw a Joshua Wesley reenactment in Doctor Strange today, didn't we? Didn't we both see a character? We're like, that's Josh Wesley? Or is that in the trailers?
I don't remember.
Why are we doing 30 minutes trailers for movies nowadays?
I don't know. But I saw The Northman a couple weeks ago. I saw all the same trailers, and there's like 10 of them, like there was today.
That's a lot.
I don't want them. Do you want more trailers, Mike?
No.
I remember the days when I was a kid, one, maybe two.
Yeah,
And
one,
that was
maybe
it.
two.
And you got to the movie.
And it's
cut to the
shit you would
chase.
see online today, too. So it's like, what's the point of chalking my movie full of 45 different trailers?
And the problem with trailers these days is, depending on the genre, it's the same format.
Yeah.
It's action sequence, loud music. All the music stops. You see you see a
drop.
shot of someone kind of like looking around, looking for something.
Yeah.
And then loud music kicks back in, and
And then John Krasinski shows
Or
up.
you get an ironically haunting take on a pop song. They love to
Oh
do
my
that.
God.
Oh, that's
Dude.
good. Yeah.
and it's always some female vocalist like whispering the lyrics.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
I
You know
don't-
what? You know what's great? Andy Sidaris.
Andy Sidaris is great.
Well, I was going to try to leverage that into something else. So let's revert back like 45 seconds before
Okay.
Murray did that. Because I noticed that everything is just a sequel. Buzz Lightyear's a spinoff, so kind of a sequel. We're getting a second Avatar. We're getting a second... shit, I don't even remember. There's so many fucking trailers.
Top
in there.
Gun.
We're getting a second Top Gun. We're getting all these sequels. And I've noticed Disney, you got a problem. Your live action Disney movies are going nowhere. And I watched this movie, and you guys have helped me understand that the Sidarises are still alive and well.
Well, Andy isn't.
Andy isn't. The son and the wife are.
The spirit of Sidaris is alive
The
and
spirit
well.
of Sidaris is alive and well.
I've seen those.
Sidaris is alive.
I've seen those box office numbers for the live action Disney movies. They're trash. I looked up the box office numbers on Dallas Connection. Oh my god!
Adjusted for inflation, you don't even want to talk about it. It's like Avatar numbers.
And that's our math.
Avatar was another trailer we saw.
Yeah, I mentioned that one.
no
I believe.
interest. No interest at all.
No interest. No one cares. It's
Is that, is that the biggest movie in the world that no one cares about?
I think it is.
You never hear anyone talk about Avatar ever. It was the number one movie at one time.
When it came out, it made an ungodly amount of money.
Yeah.
But I don't know anyone that saw it and had a good thing to say about it.
Yeah.
It was Super Mario Brothers 3 level of like, let's just give it to everybody. Because literally when I was doing home theater, they would give that movie away with everything. Like every install I did was like, here's your free copy of Avatar. So it was a total studio buyout. Like they made it as big as it is. But what I really need to know, we're remaking a live-action movie directed by the Sidaris family, written, produced, all that. It's only 90 minutes. What is the live-action Disney movie you need to see by the Sidaris?
Ooh. Oh, man.
You know they get full reign of this. It's not going to be rated PG. It's not going to be rated G.
Wait, are we going Marvel Cinematic Universe, Disney, what?
It's
Disney
just
has a lot.
One of the classic animated
It's just-
live action.
it's
like
just Disney.
Lion King or
It's
whatever.
Beauty and the Beast.
I
It's
don't-
Lion King.
I don't know a lot of Disney. I never saw any of those movies. So
You can just think of them, man. Think of any of the original Disney princesses. Which one do you want the Sidaris from?
which one do you want?
I'm not
Kids, do you
comfortable
wanna say?
answering this question.
This is not a comfortable
Can
question.
you imagine what Andy Sidaris could do with
Not the
Seven
way you
Dwarves?
phrased it.
I made this awful, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm gonna make it worse. Don't worry about it. But
Let's just hear Murray's
Griff,
answer.
I don't know. I said Seven Dwarfs.
Okay.
Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Chris Cannon's one of the dwarves.
Do we have to call them little people now?
Be careful. You don't want to make Peter Dinklage upset.
He's gonna play all the roles. Because he gets all the midget roles, right? That's right. I can say that, right?
Yeah, you can say that.
I don't know what the word for those people are.
I don't know.
This enough about Disney.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is Mother's Day, so is there a more perfect time to talk about Andy Sidaris than on Mother's Day? And you know what I want to say? I think mothers are overrated. And I want to give a shout out.
Ooh, hot take.
Well, I got an even hotter take. And this is very topical. I want to give a shout out to all the women that had abortions. Why don't we ever give them a day? And we might not be able to do it anymore if the Supreme Court gets what they want.
Right.
So I think
They're really
we
getting
need-
carried. They're
I think people go, well, yeah, think about Beethoven never would have been, and Hitler either also wouldn't have been born if his mom got him aborted. Think about it that way.
I can't stop thinking about that. We could have just been avoided of all that horrible. We wouldn't have a
Right.
Baron Strucker if we didn't have a Hitler. So
That
it's
was
like
the wrong time to take a drink of my water.
it's the right time. It's always the right time. But I'm following along with you here because the Party of Freedoms is suddenly taking freedoms away, and I just don't get that.
Right. Next thing you know, they come for your abortion first. The next thing they would come for your Sidaris movies. They're like, those, you can't watch those.
To quote one of their heroes, they can take my Sidaris movies out of my cold, dead hands.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right. And that's a firm grip. You're carrying a DVD. You have that.
When you're watching a Sidaris movie, you have a firm grip.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you did there.
Sure I did.
Yeah. You see, I don't know why the Mechanic. Let's take it back to the Mechanic 2011. They were going to put
No,
on.
I'll take back the Mechanic 1972 because none of you motherfuckers are listening to it, and you should be. I'm so fucking upset with you motherfuckers that Jason Statham is outpacing Bronson.
In a day, Statham has outpaced Bronson. That's all it took. Bronson's taken over a week.
The pillar of Golan-Globus Studios, Charles Bronson, disrespected.
But if Statham was going to stage out a perfect asphyxiation jerk-off session, you put on a goddamn...
Yes!
You put on a Sidaris movie.
Exactly. Hard Ticket to Hawaii. Then I would walk in, I would just see that playing and go, this makes perfect sense. There's no crime happened here.
No crime
Because
happened
you're going
here.
to want to jerk off and choke yourself. when you listen.
Every police officer knows Sidaris.
Yeah. They go, this is another Sidaris. ME doesn't even come in. They just take the body away, throw him in a dumpster.
Death by Sidaris.
Oh, man. When did you find Sidaris, Mike?
So I found Sidaris the summer between my 6th grade year and
Oh,
7th
Jesus.
grade.
That's the perfect
Christ.
time to find it, Sidaris.
I know. This is why I want to talk about this movie specifically.
Okay.
Right.
Because, short story, I was in 4th grade. Jason Goes to Hell
Yeah.
was hitting HBO and all that. A classmate of mine's father had HBO and would tape the movies off of it.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I got to borrow Jason Goes to Hell. And that kind of really started my love of horror. And then I got really into that. But around that time, around 6th grade, 7th grade, all the dudes in my age bracket were interested in naked women.
Right.
And I
Yeah.
was still just like, I want to see Jason kill some people, right?
I feel you.
I wasn't... Seeing breasts in movies weren't, like, my driving force. So I was like, oh, I guess I need to see a movie that has, like, a ton of boobs in it so I can, have some water cooler chat with
Yeah,
the boys.
exactly. Yuck it up.
So I'm at Video Club 6 in Livonia. I'm checking out the dollar movies where I hang out, and I see the box art for Dallas Connection. And I'm like, there's going to be boobs in this one.
Oh,
Yeah.
So I rented that and took it home, and I was not let down. There were plenty of boobs. Spoiler alert to all the listeners in the Dallas Connection. And that's how I came across
Now,
Sidaris.
there is some kind of age restriction. Beautiful baby boy Mike couldn't just walk up and hand that. So
I could.
you walked in and out with that movie.
At that time, because I'm sure I told this story during Schlocktober. At that time,
It's been
I
4
was-
years.
I
Retell
was
it.
delivering flyers for Tormina's Pizza.
Hell
with
yeah,
my
you were.
buddy, whose dad was the manager. He'd give us $15 cash to go pepper the neighborhood.
Yeah.
With flyers. So we would do the first 2 streets closest to Tormina's. And then he
Yeah.
would ride us to a dumpster, and we'd dump the rest out and just ride around. And then we'd go collect our $15 after a couple hours.
Hell yeah.
And this was a mom and pop video store.
Yeah.
So I thought I was rich. I don't know how old I was between 6th and 7th grade, however old you are then.
You're like 12.
Yeah, 11, 12, yeah.
But I was like, hey, all this money could be yours if you let me rent rated R movies. And this is before they had the metal detectors to stop people from
So many.
stealing
Yeah.
shit, right? So the dude behind the counter was like, yeah, that's cool. You got to rent at least one thing that's PG-13 so your mom doesn't get suspicious.
Interesting.
And he had me put the rated R movies in my coat. So it's like fucking July in Michigan. I'm wearing a coat into the video store. And I'm like loading up with horror movies that are rated R.
This is the shit our generation, this pre-internet generation, had to go through to see tits. You don't know the work we had to do.
you guys
Yeah.
really did have to put in the legwork.
Yeah.
Right.
The only restriction I had was they wouldn't let me in the adult section fairly enough. I didn't have any interest because, like I said, I just wanted to watch horror movies.
Yeah.
So that's all I was renting. And then the odd Sidaris.
Right.
But
I mean, that was the beautiful age of horror movies because how I ended up seeing tits outside of scramble porn was a lot of those 80s horror movies because they pop in at least one scene.
oh yeah,
So-
like you rent a slasher, you're pretty much guaranteed to see at least one pair of boobs.
There's going to be teens fucking, and the male is going to be completely clothed, and the female will be mostly
You'll
unclothed.
probably see some man ass. Mostly
Oh,
played
yeah,
for comedy, but-
sometimes there's a man
But
ass.
you'll,
That's true.
you'll likely get some boobs and bush from the ladies.
Oh, yeah, a lot of man ass.
Yep,
Yep.
lots of it.
Lots of it. You can make an egg salad with that, Murray.
Yes, you can.
That's good. I mean, Sidaris only happened on me when this guy started telling me to watch Sidaris movies for this show.
Yeah, I think mine first Sidaris was Hard Ticket because that would have been when did that come out? 86 or something like that.
Yeah, it was mid 80s.
Shit, were you 12 too?
Yeah, I would have been 12 in
Jesus
86.
Christ.
That's when you weren't horny. You were a horny little kid.
No,
like
I
us.
told you guys, scramble porn and the Friday the 13th movies
Oh.
is how I saw my boobs when I was 12.
I probably saw it on HBO or something because I don't know how I could figure out a way to rent them. But,
Yeah.
But I didn't know about there was a whole universe to this thing.
Right.
I didn't know about the genius that is Andy Sidaris. I just go, wow, is this a movie with some tits and Playboy girls?
He's really big into spy shit. I didn't understand that. Picasso Trigger was the first movie that tipped me off that he wanted to do like Bond movies.
Yeah, that's it.
Where he was inspired by like the hot Bond chicks, and he was like, I need to see those chicks with their tits like bolted on and fucking just
Well, he's
ginormous.
empowering them, Griff. He's like letting the women take the lead instead of the men. The men are just eye candy in these movies.
I mean, there's that's true. The men definitely have more of a burlesque act in the.
I mean, can we
Sidaris
talk
universe.
about some of the things, some of the Sidaris traits that we see in every that he has to have in every movie? He's got to have a shower scene.
shower scene? Yeah.
I think every movie we've done, there's been a shower scene. He's got to have a hot tub. He's got to work because remember, the best thinking happens in a hot tub. Donna taught us that. I think in Hard Ticket.
Yeah, that sounds right.
For some reason, he's got to have radio-controlled cars and boats and planes. I don't know what that's about. Maybe he had a deal.
Shit. He inspired Death Wish 4.
He did. That's
the-
a tweet for someone special.
Tweet for someone special.
He's got to have. He's like. I mean, he is the modern day Hitchcock when you think about it. Andy Sidaris. So he's always got to have a cameo, like Hitchcock used to do.
No shit.
He
okay.
treated his female stars better, I'm sure, though.
Probably.
Wait, Hitchcock was a monster?
Hitchcock was a monster.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, no debating that one.
Oh okay. Okay.
And so I think that's it. Is there anything else that he guys can think of that they're in all of them? I mean, obviously besides Playboy chicks, but
Playboy chick, penthouse chicks.
well, that's the thing. That's I wanted to talk about
Oh.
because we learned. I always assumed Andy Sidaris did them all. I'm sorry, I didn't delve that deep into the world. After we did the Donna and Taryn trilogy of Heart Ticket to Hawaii, Picasso Trigger, Savage Beach, I never delved into the 90s. That's why I'm glad you're here, Mike, because I've never delved into the 90s Sidaris. So what happened was, apparently, it's a family business. It's a mom and pop business. His son took over directing and writing some of these movies. Is that true?
That is true. Dallas Connection was actually, I believe, written and directed by his son. Andy Sidaris did not do either. I know that for sure.
Yeah. You feel like there was a drop off there from Andy to son? I don't know son's name.
I honestly can't
Christian.
tell you, dude.
It was
because
Christian. Okay.
The last time I saw a Sidaris movie was between 6th and 7th grade.
Oh, wow.
I saw a couple then, and that was it. Like, this is the first time, rewatching Dallas Connection for this podcast was the first time I've seen it since that first time I saw
Holy
it.
shit, that's
Yeah,
amazing.
I don't know. I'm drunk by proxy, being around Griff's breaths hitting
Thank
me,
you.
so I'm
Yeah.
kind of out of it. Did we even say what spurred on this? Because you came to us with some. You said I got to talk about Sidaris.
You did bring that up already.
Yeah. Well, what did you give us a reason? Did you give us a reason? I know you told us your hard luck story about you
Yeah,
going drunk.
I wanted to come back and see the boys.
Okay.
Had to be back.
Really, that was it. And I was like, what?
Because you went out and bought all the movies. So, I mean, was it like you were just like, you finally got it, it clicked? You're like, this guy's a genius. He knows what he's doing?
No, I didn't even rewatch it before. I just wanted to come see you guys.
Okay. We have to point out, Mike got married 2 weeks ago. It's already hit the rocks now. He's like, I got to get the fuck out of the house.
Dude, I watched Dallas Connection this morning in preparation for the podcast. Like, I didn't watch it and then go, I need to go talk to the Golan-Globus about this.
Yeah.
No, I was like, I need to go talk to the Golan-Globus. What movie can I use as my excuse to get in there?
That's
And I was
You
perfect.
don't need an
Dallas
excuse.
Connection.
That's perfect.
You don't need an excuse. You're
That's
always
all we
welcome
need.
Well, look, I'll be more than happy to be your token Sidaris guest.
there. Okay.
I mean, there's
Well,
at least 9 more apparently. So.
Well, people don't know Mike. He's a horror expert. He's forgotten more about horror than me and Griff and I will ever know, and I'm pretty good with horror
This
myself.
is true.
So maybe October, you gotta come back. Maybe you can curate a month for us. I don't know. We'll
Yeah.
see.
Hey, look, I got time to prep, so I can do that for sure.
Woo!
So, like we were saying, Sidaris was known for the Playboy Playmates, but in this one, we get predominantly penthouse pets. So it raises the question. I'm gonna ask you guys: Playboy Playmates or penthouse pets? What you got? What you taking?
Oh, it's very simple. Is there a difference?
There is a difference, and I'll explain it after you
I
give your choice.
can't see a difference. If I've seen Playboy Playmates in earlier Sidaris movies, I can't tell the difference because they look the same. Giant hard tits, flat back that just goes straight from neck down to ankle. That's it.
I got nothing. My only guess would be I vaguely remember Playboy had certain rules about the types of photos they would put in their magazine.
Right.
And I think it was either Penthouse or Hustler that was like, no, we're going to get a little bit more gratuitous.
Here's the proper answer. I think I explained this when we did the Playboy roller disco episode.
Yeah.
There was a pornography hierarchy. On the top, you had Playboy.
Okay.
In the middle, you had Penthouse. And way at the bottom, you had Hustler. Now, I'm not going to deny Playboy had the best-looking women, but they're probably too good-looking.
Yeah.
Like, I bet sex with a Playboy Playmate's boring as shit. Unless you're rich and famous. Then they'll work for it. But if they're not, they're just going to lay there, make you do all the work.
The modern Kardashians, a.k.a. Playboy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hustler, probably the best sex you're going to get, but you don't want to fuck these women. Because they're lot lizards and ring rats, what have you. You know, so right in the middle, you get that penthouse. They're hot, but they're also dirtier. So I'm going penthouse pets, the pick is what you want.
Oh, okay.
Because, like, I think, and Willie Dynamite explained Playboy perfectly. It's a fucking corny ass
White
suburban
man
white boy
fantasy.
fucking fantasy.
Yeah.
Hugh Hefner, man-child. He wear the fucking pajamas his whole fucking adult life.
It's true.
Pseudo-intellectual, pseudo-sophisticated. He's just a... I mean, we learned from this documentary came out.
grifter.
He's just a pimp. That's what we learned about the guy. But he's high class. Bob Guccione, sleazebag, and he knew it. He embraced it. He's like, he had the interior decorating taste of a Donald Trump. Everything was gold. This is a true story about Bob Guccione. He had his Dobermans, he put gold caps on their fangs.
No.
If anyone doesn't know who the Gooch is, if you've ever seen Kill Bill 2, Bud's boss in the strip club, that guy's look was based on Bob Guccione.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah. So Bob Guccione owned it. He was like, I'm a sleazy fucking dude. I guess, like you said, it was a little dirtier, which I like. Because Playboy, so much airbrushing and all that shit.
I agree.
But they were a higher level than Hustler. Larry Flint. I don't want to go there. I mean, we all thank him for his struggles with freedom of speech and all that shit that he did.
Yeah.
The People versus Larry Flint. We've all seen that.
Yeah, we of course.
But yeah, so Penthouse Pets. Trust it. Christian, you did a good job. Penthouse Pets.
You know what? I think the only thing that could be better right now, Murray?
Going to a trailer?
Fuck yeah.
All right, everybody. We're heading out for a trip to the Big D. And we're not talking about dicks. We're talking about Dallas. The Dallas Connection.
This project has worldwide ramifications. It will affect the very existence of our planet. 3 scientists were killed in the past 12 hours. That leaves only one man. You, Mr. Morales, must be protected.
In an adventure that spans the globe, agents Chris Cannon and Mark Austin have 3 days to stop a band of assassins and make the Dallas connection. The Dallas Connection, where beauty meets brawn. And brawn meets brains.
Right cross is something you're born with, not like that kung fu crap.
Don't miss the Dallas Connection, starring Bruce Penhall, Mark Barrier, Penthouse Pets Julie Smith, Sam Phillips, Pet of the Year Julie Strain, and Playboy Playmates Wendy Hamilton and Kim
Oh my
uh,
Allen.
God. Who would have thought the Sidaris people were world travelers? They're Golan-Globetrotters.
They have the greatest collection of stock footage than any movie company ever has.
They are the modern day Ed Woods, but they know how to use their stock footage.
Right.
I'm curious, because you said you saw this when you were just a baby boy.
Yep.
Did you gather any of this plot together, or were you just like, that chick's gonna show me some skin?
No, I pretty much was just focused on. Remember, the goal was
Yes.
to see some skin.
Yeah.
So I could have the water cooler talk on the playground or wherever during lunch, because I was going into 7th grade, so there wouldn't have been a playground.
Okay.
But
Because this movie, we've
Locker
talked...
room talk.
yeah, locker room talk.
Locker room talk. It's okay. You can say anything in the locker room or outside the locker room as long as it's under the guise of locker room talk. It's like lawyer something confidentiality.
Lawyer-client privilege.
Yeah. Or HIPAA privilege. You can actually put that under the umbrella of HIPAA because that's your men's health, is to exercise your penis.
Right. John Claude told me you got to unclog the pipe. You can't let it. He said that. I saw him say that.
He did?
Yeah. He's like, you got to jerk off sometimes because
Oh.
you can't let that shit build up. Make you go crazy.
There we go. Men's health.
Yeah.
All right.
You ever heard of John Claude shooting up a place? No.
I haven't. You're right.
Exactly.
Because he regularly shoots up his bathroom.
Right.
All right, so guys, we're traveling all over the place, but for today, we're starting in Paris, France. Beautiful.
Yeah, we can
Classy.
see the Eiffel. We know it's there because it's the Eiffel Tower. We see all the tourist spots.
And we're getting the cuts of all the credits, everybody in the movie and everything. And
Disappointed there's not a theme song because there usually is a theme song.
No, but the music. Short story about the music.
Please.
This was before I moved the VCR into my bedroom.
Oh,
'Cause at this point,
you watched this in the family living room.
I did.
Oh my
I
God.
would watch it like late at night, like at least midnight. Right, mom's asleep, but her room was next to the living room, and I grew up in Redford, paper thin walls. Right.
Yeah.
So The music they chose to start this film, I don't know. She had to have heard what I was watching, right? Because I'm not going to turn it all the way down. How she didn't come out and go, "Are you watching softcore porn?"
For real.
Because that music, there was no Hard Ticket to Hawaii theme song, but that music was just straight up softcore porn.
Yeah.
So,
They dirtied up Seinfeld.
Yeah.
It had the thick bass lines and
They
everything.
kind of let it speak for itself because you notice they mute all the moaning. There is no moaning in this movie.
I did notice
oh,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
I wondered
they
if
were looking out for you. They were like, "Well, we know Mike's mom fears the moaning."
right.
There's
The,
some
the
fucking going
Sidaris
on.
family knows that it's like teenage boys
You
are
know,
watching
you're
this.
right. These are the movies you got to watch in the down low.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you hear this softcore porn. No, Mom, it's Seinfeld. You just haven't seen this episode. Elaine's doing something really funny right now. Getting it on with Patrick Warburton.
So we go cut to the chase.
Yeah.
Andy, Christian, they give you what you want, what you need.
Oh,
You see a dude tied up to a bed,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
and I don't know.
As soon as this started, I'm just going to interject here. As soon as this started, I just turned the lights off and started lighting the candles.
You set the mood.
I set the mood. Yeah.
Right.
So-
I thought that was weird when I got here and the candles were up. And I'm like,
well, yeah. I had watched the movie again right before you got here. The sun was killing the mood, but I still did it. And then, of course, I started the Golan-Globus OnlyFans stream because
I thought it was weird too, but then when you came out of your bedroom wearing nothing but an open bathrobe, I was like, "Oh no, this is normal."
yeah, no, this is normal. You've
Yeah.
been. I mean, it's been
Yeah.
years, but no, we haven't changed a thing about the podcast.
Not exactly. We stayed humble.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not a real recording session unless Griff is hanging dong.
Right.
I gotta hang dong. All right, I just gotta feel the
Well,
plastic
you don't like to
on
feel
my testicles.
restricted, you know?
I can't be restricted when I talk my mind. You know, I
Right.
gotta be free everywhere.
Free of body, free of mind.
Free of body,
You know
free of
that.
mind. And you know you're not at your freest unless you're just slathered in peck jelly.
Right, and we learned that in this movie. We first of all we meet the character Black Widow, played by Julie Strain, who did a lot of like B-male movies.
Yeah.
Fun fact about Julie Strain: unfortunately, she died a couple of years ago. Died recently.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I think I remember hearing that.
But
R.I.P.
when she was like 19 or 20, she fell off a horse, hit her head, and literally got amnesia.
No shit.
And I don't think she ever got her memory back, if I hear the story right, which is really fucking weird.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be weird? And unfortunately, I think that's why she died cause she was only in her 50s. She's not that older than me. She died like dementia. So I'm sure it had something to do with hitting her head.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Especially if
Wait,
you get hit hard enough to lose your memory.
Yeah.
wait, I thought amnesia was like 3 steps beyond dementia.
Amnesia is you lose your memory. Dementia you just like losing your mind. You don't know like who you are and all that shit.
So, cause she
She knows. I think she would. I don't know. I never really looked into it. All I know from amnesia is sitcoms where you get hit on the head and you get hit again and you get your memory back, like that
Right.
kind of shit.
yeah.
But
So it's fun to you.
exactly.
It's just
Well,
fun.
it was a common sitcom trope.
It's like the weave.
Coconut falls from a tree.
Right.
and all
It's
that.
like, there was a
Yeah.
Gilligan's Island where
Yeah.
that happened. Yeah.
Oh, Uncle Tim's back.
Right.
So it's the Weaver lock, and you just need to come slap you
Yeah.
out of it.
Yep.
So poor Julie Strain, but she works at Peck Jelly. Like no, I was like, I wish she was alive so we could hire her.
Yeah, she did a great job in this movie. I loved her. My favorite scene in this movie belongs to her, and everyone knows what that scene is. I think. We'll see. We'll see when we get
So
there.
she's slathering the Peck Jelly on this hunk of a man.
Oh, she's got a guy dressed like Danzig, just fucking leather, metal, everything, just skulls. She's on the platform, heels.
She's doing the John DeHart with the ice cubes, playing his abs like some fucking one of those washboard things hillbillies play. I don't know what the fuck they're called. She's doing it all, but fucking them.
And Sidaris is sitting in the corner blowing in a jug.
Exactly.
That was his cameo.
Well, did you hear the music? That's what was
Yeah,
playing. Well,
it was very strange. Okay, Christian does not know how to do the music like Andy. We've already discussed that.
So Black Widow, she's teased him enough. It's time to get down to business.
And I gotta say, guys, if you're not making out with fingers in your guy's mouth while you're doing it, you're just doing it wrong. That's how you make out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
No,
just
no, that.
you just tongue in and also a couple fingers in the mouth too.
Yeah.
That's what's good.
Yeah. You want to make him vomit.
Full disclosure, this movie did not jog my my hormones, and I was like, "This is weird."
Yeah.
You didn't learn anything that you used later on in life when you were 12 years old. You
No,
were
man,
like,
I wasn't primed for this. I saw it, and I'm like, I don't know about this. Can I go back to just watching mass dudes kill people?
What was the first movie you saw after watching this? Where you're like, okay, I got to cleanse myself
I
of
don't
this?
remember.
Okay.
I don't remember.
I'm going to start on this Nightmare on Elm Street series I've heard of. Like something so much better.
so she sails up, goes for a ride on old Jean-Pierre.
I'm sorry, to get beyond the finger thing here, it doesn't just happen in this one scene. There's multiple scenes where people make out and show
Griff,
fingers.
You can't show a dick going in anybody's mouth, so it's a theater of the imagination.
You know, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
That's clearly what it was a stand-in for, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
While all this fucking's going on, we see this guy. I'm fucking glad that they pointed out that this was a fake mustache. I was like, is he wearing a fucking samurai cop mustache?
Yeah, it was
because it was the worst fake mustache I've ever seen.
Baggy suit.
This guy.
90s baggy suit.
This guy was 90s personified.
Dude, he was.
Because later on, he's got the douchey fucking goatee without the mustache.
Jesus
He's got the
Christ.
sleeveless flannel shirt. He's got the chain fucking wallet. I mean,
Yeah.
he was Mr. 90s should have been his character's name.
It could have been.
He drives up to the house where all this fucking's going
He's
on.
pretending to be the driver. He's got the fucking the hat on and everything. Glasses to seem sophisticated.
Right.
I liked it. I was buying it.
Knocks at the door. He's met by French Mattingly. And he's just like, can I speak to Jean-Pierre? Professor Jean-Pierre. Because we learned this guy's a scientist. That's because he's a hot dude. Doesn't mean he's not smart.
Yeah.
And he's like, he's not seeing anyone. He's sucking on someone's fingers right now. Can you wait 15 minutes? And you notice he had that fucking filthy name.
Oh, yeah, no, of course I noticed that.
It was the worst. And then this guy, the mustache guy, does the perfect thing. He shoots him because that's what you do when you see someone with that flimsy.
Yeah, you got that pretentious, name chain. Then yeah, you just shoot him in the back.
Cut back to the I think the fuck session had ended. So Black Widow pulls out a knife on our boy.
Yeah, and we're thinking the Kink's about to step up a notch.
Or we're about to see a murder.
Well, maybe a murder. I just thought it was going to be more King. I don't know.
They're done fucking. She cuts him free, so we're thinking it's this.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I was thinking she was going to stab him, and then she cuts him free. I'm like, okay.
And then she stabs him. I don't know.
No, she does. She just cuts him free, and then she goes and she's like, I have these great I think they're Belgian or French chocolates.
Of course
something.
they
Oh, they're from the Alps.
She's like, you need to try them. And so I'm thinking, Black Widow. She probably poisoned the chocolates.
That's what you're
Yeah.
thinking.
No, she pulls out a gun and shoots him.
Right between the eyes, gnarly, cowabunga.
And as that happens, with the Mr. 90s platypus, not platypus, platypus.
So I want to put a pin in this.
Please.
They called him platypus, and I rewound, and I was like, did I hear that right? Did they say platypus? And they did. They said platypus. I'm like, why isn't it platypus? Do they just not know the word? Okay, moving on. We're going to come back to this later in the movie.
Okay, good.
I think they just want to emphasize the word puss. Is basically
I thought so too because I thought that was his nickname. Is everyone just
Yeah.
be like Puss? Let's go. And
No, there's a payoff on this later in the movie.
there's a payoff.
There's a payoff.
Wow.
So many layers that we don't even know. So he's like, "Wow, cool, man!" And he records the kill to make sure.
God damn it. Okay, even in today's technology, that is a camera in today's technology. Like that small and everything.
Yep.
These were voice recorders.
Yeah, there was a lot of Walkmans being repurposed for spy shit.
Andy Sidaris was ahead of his time. He was predicting the future.
Right. He did a good job. Everything's very real in this movie. You feel like you can reach out and touch it. That's what I don't like about, okay, Strange is obviously going to be in a whole different world because it's Doctor Strange. It's going to be a lot of weird shit.
We're talking Dr. Sidaris.
Yeah, we're talking Dr. Sidaris. Everything in here you can reach out and touch. Those tits, you're like, oh my God, that's going to feel like concrete. And they look like concrete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they head out. I guess they recorded the kill. Their boss will know they did it. They're heading to the airport. And we see Black Widow. She always covers her tracks. She's got her fingerprints covered with some kind of plastic.
This is beautiful
Rubber.
spy shit.
I think it's just rubber cement she just put on her fingers. But it works.
I want to say it very simply and very clearly. This is better than Mechanic 2011.
I won't argue with that. It probably won't get the downloads, and I'm going to be angry with you people, but you're right.
Well, when they see it's 4.5 hours long.
Yeah. Hey, one person was complaining we only did an hour and 17 minutes for fucking Mechanic. So what do you want from us? So, and I was glad to notice Platypus takes that shitty fucking fake mustache off. I was like, is he going to wear that? They're going to pretend that's a real mustache? No. He pulls
Was it
off.
not a shock that Black Widow was like, oh, Platypus?
I think she was being. I hope she was being sarcastic.
Okay.
Like, oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know it was you.
I could.
Yeah, that's her thing. She like Julie Strain gets it. She gets the role. She's being sarcastic all the time. You know, she knows what kind of movie she's in.
Brother Platypus, I knew you'd come.
Head off to the airport. Everybody's got these giant fucking Seinfeld phones.
Yeah, well, it's the times.
We meet their henchman Fu, played by the very underrated Gerald Akamura.
Yeah, you weren't here for this. Murray was here, 20 minutes before we headed over to the movie theater. All we did was talk about
Gerald Akamura.
Gerald Akamura. Because this guy is Al Young level.
Yeah, I mean, look,
was great.
We all love Al Young. He deserves all the accolades he gets, but nobody gives. I mean, we got to see the greatest movie of all time, Samurai Cop, Gerald Akamura in a love scene. You got to see him in a Speedo.
That was something.
Yes.
Apparently, I need to watch Samurai Cop now.
Have you really never seen it?
I've never seen
Samurai
it.
Cop is
not
amazing.
with our inspiration? Never?
That movie's amazing. I'm not even kidding.
If you would like to, I would like to join you for your first viewing.
We can make this happen.
I would really like that. Maybe Murray could come for that too. Because I feel like
we might have to talk him through it. I mean, it's an experience.
that's like a christening for us.
Yeah.
Like that's
I don't think that's not only, but is Mike responsible for this podcast? Samurai Cop, I think, is responsible. I think that solidified like our friendship.
It might have.
We were so blown away by the movie.
Yeah, it wasn't NES games. It was definitely Samurai Cop and dumb movies like Iron.
Legion of Iron.
Legion of Iron. Yeah.
Look, man, let's get back to this movie.
Please.
So they take off. They're like, Black Widow's like, heading to Dallas. Click. And now we're in Cape Town, South Africa. We get some more beautiful, grainy as fuck footage of hippos and lions and giraffes.
Who said it? That he's the master of B footage?
Yeah, I did.
You did it.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because this is some great B footage.
Well, it's not really. It's fucking grainy as fuck. It doesn't match the
Well,
film.
Murray-
It does not match the film stock at all.
Well-
And that's made even more obvious in the Blu-ray.
It's like watching scramble porn.
Guys,
It's
come
just
on.
that
We
grainy.
talked about this last week. When you go to Mexico, you got to put the filter over the camera.
Right.
So it's all it is. Because South Africa, it looks different.
It's very grainy.
It's very grainy down there. It's just pixelated. Like they're in 8-bit world. We're in fucking PlayStation 4 world over here.
So we're at Pete Vandermeer's ranch in Cape Town, and he's getting ready. He's another scientist.
And the owner of like a basketball team, right? Pete Vandermeer? That's too familiar, right?
I don't know.
He owns the Sonics, maybe?
The Sox haven't existed for like 15 years. So yeah, he's heading out for this big symposium in the Big D, Dallas.
Yeah. I like that even in South America or South Africa, they know Dallas is the big D.
Well, first of all, the Big D is Detroit.
I thought so.
Dallas is the little D.
Yeah, I thought so too.
And I think, did you do some dialect coaching on this movie? Because this guy's, his Afrikaan accent was, I don't know what the fuck he was trying to
Well,
do.
dude, I thought Jean-Pierre was German at first. he started off, I'm like, wait, I thought they were in France. That sounds like a German accent. And then it kind of leveled out. But yeah, the accents were all a mixed bag.
Well, I did do a little help on this movie, and I said, you got to enunciate your words. I love your wife. I have to go.
From South Africa there.
I didn't do that. That for once.
But he doesn't always
wasn't
say
me.
goodbye to his beautiful wife. He says goodbye to his stable hand, Hans.
Well, he says to his beautiful wife, I'll take you to a nice hotel when I get back.
Well, that's going on, as Griff accurately put in our notes, a large-breasted woman. called Cobra outside of Pete's house, and she's got her.
IMDb had no pictures of these people, so I couldn't figure out who it was. And I wasn't going to go back and retro do my notes.
So yeah, that'd take work. We don't want to do that.
I mean, she is a large-breasted woman.
She is, and her name is Cobra, and she's got her radio-controlled little doom buggy. This is a classic Sidaris move. She's got a headset. I don't know, was that controlling the doom buggy?
I know. Go ahead.
Yeah, she put that on, and I had no idea why she put that on.
It looks more high tech.
We do come back to that later in the movie because the Sidaris family, they do think ahead.
Yeah.
There are no plot holes in the Sidaris.
In this
movie.
moment in time, I was like, why the hell is she wearing a headset for an RC car?
I was so confused about that, and I was like, "Oh, are they gonna play music? Like she's got her jams that she has to listen to while she kills. Like that's cool. That'd be cool. That'd be a thing." But yeah. Anyways,
Pete stops the car like she's on the side of the road. He stops the car about 50 feet.
He's
from
on
her.
a beautiful, secluded ranch with guards, stable hands, everything, and he's got the main stable hand. Who you said, Hans,
not Franz.
And Hans has to go out and open the gate for him, and he has to be parked there for a minute.
He's parked there for quite a while.
Oh yeah, he's got to stay there
Long enough time, because one thing we learned about Cobra, he's pretty adept with the RC, but very slow. She does things very slow with it because it's slow. Like you think they could just speed up the footage. Obviously, an radio controlled doom buggy only goes so fast. You can speed the footage up.
Right, well, you got to make sure, like Disney does with all their movies, you got to make sure it's over an hour and 40 minutes long.
Okay, padding.
So
it goes underneath the car. Boom, goes the dynamite. Another scientist killed. She bends over in front of the camera. We get a nice look at her ass. Pulls out her Seinfeld phone. Hey, man. Mission accomplished. Heading out to the D.
Bow, ba-dow, bow, bow.
While that's going on,
Seinfeld.
Hans shows up on his horse, and there's a camera on a tripod. Or it's really a Walkman on a tripod.
It's a Walkman, yeah. It's all right.
And he takes it, he opens it up. Apparently, audio tape can record video because...
Well, Mike worked in the PI business, so just go ahead and let us know. This is.
It could have been technology, made for this movie. It was a very, very small tape that clearly belongs in a voice recorder.
Oh.
But, hey, you have to suspend your disbelief.
Right. You're supposed to believe these women's breasts are real. That's how much you have to suspend your disbelief.
Because we're on a podcast, people can't see that Mike's winking at us. He doesn't want the world to know about this secret technology of tape recording video on an audio tape.
There are certain things that I am not allowed to disclose due to various NDAs I had to sign.
Right.
To walk away from that business with my life.
And again, Mike has winked at us, so he cannot say it.
He backed up many a mechanic in his life.
That's right. Oh, well, shit, he's probably one of us. Yeah. Oh, never mind. I won't say what Mike just did there.
We don't want to die.
Yeah.
All right. We've been to Paris. We've been to Cape Town. Off to Hong Kong. Some nice, more fucking stock footage of Hong Kong. They took footage, I think, from Enter the Dragon. I mean, that's how bad it was. And we see Bruce Lee in a fucking boat. And then they're at the Hong Kong Country Club. And we see another scientist. He's behind this lovely lady, Scorpion.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Can you describe her outfit that she has chosen to wear to the golf course, please?
Whore Christmas? That's the best I can explain it.
Yeah, very short skirt. What was she wearing?
It was a normal.
It was a bralette. It was pretty much just like a bra.
Yeah, bra and a short skirt.
It wasn't even a short skirt. It's just she pulled it up like right under her bra, so it only covered maybe an inch below her butt cheeks.
Yeah. As soon as she bends over, you see her entire ass.
Yeah,
right.
Side ass.
Yeah, and I'll agree with this. Was a pretty flat ass. This one had.
Is there a woman in this movie you'd say who has a voluptuous?
Voluptuous, no, but I think Cobra and Black Widow had decent asses. They weren't like blowing my mind, but they weren't.
Okay.
So now, but this isn't just any fucking act. This is our first Playboy Playmate, and we know when we do a Sidaris movie, you got to give the fans what they want, the deets. This isn't just any woman. This is Miss December 1991 Wendy Hamilton, Griff. From, you know where she's from, Griff? The real Big D, Detroit, Michigan.
No shit.
Oh, no way.
You know what her turn-ons are, Griff?
Oh, it's got to be Coney dogs.
No. Rock and roll.
Well, that makes sense.
Warm weather.
Wait, that doesn't make sense.
High-performance vehicles.
That makes sense.
And kisses on the wrist.
What?
It's her turn-ons, not mine. Her turn-offs, doing laundry. I agree. Paying bills. I agree as well. Wet socks.
Yes.
Oh, God. No one likes wet socks.
100%.
Dirty bathrooms. I think we can all agree on that.
Yeah, we can agree on that.
Flat tires and speeding tickets.
Flat asses? What?
Yes. So now she's playing ahead of our next victims, and she's giving them a show, Griff. This scene went on for about 20 minutes. We learn how to play golf by watching this scene.
The first thing I said to Mike,
her form was awful, by the way.
When the movie started, when the trailer started, was, man, these are longer than the fucking golf scene in The Else Connection. Why is this scene so long? Did this?
I bet it had to be a contractual thing, because they hired Playboy Playmate. Maybe she demanded some
screen
X
time.
amount of screen time or something. I don't know.
Oh,
that's just speculation. Don't take that to the bank.
Because I mean, we literally get 5 minutes of her just driving a golf cart.
We do.
And you hear the whir of that electric engine, and then there's several scenes of her just like, oops.
Yeah, there's at least 3 or 4 holes of her just playing before.
I thought you were going somewhere with that.
No,
3 or 4 holes
before. The 2 dudes behind her, and then her looking back and like winking, and them looking at each other like, oh, there's this almost naked lady.
I want to put a hole in that one,
right?
Or one in that hole, I should say.
There we go, something.
And yeah, so she's working her mark.
Yeah, she's like, I'm just going to play in front of you guys. And, of course, the Hong Kong and
Professor Sun,
he's just like, you will be a great inspiration for us.
Ooh, that's really racist.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Calm down, Hirohito.
So,
Sorry.
Professor Sun, he shanks it because he's seen so much side ass. He's like going crazy. Hits it in the rough. I was waiting for a ninja to jump out and attack him.
We both
Because
were.
we know when you're on a golf course, ninjas are all over. They have signs that say beware ninjas.
Yeah, we're right. We've seen Ninja 3 recently.
Right.
I mean, come on. We know.
But no, Scorpion finds that ball first, and she switches it out. We're like, uh-oh, I don't like this. Then Sun, he finds his ball, and you got to play it where it lays. This is golf. They're playing by the rules.
Of course.
Hits that ball. Boom!
So we got to mention that the guy he was golfing with pulls out the little tape recorder / camera.
Yeah, I thought he was just taping his form, to get it right. But no, there's something nefarious going on.
Well, he is credited as being like golf guru or something like that. So I thought it literally was like him just trying to get audio or video footage of him golfing so that they could go back and play the tape. Be like, here's where you fucked up your form.
Right.
Something like that.
Right.
But the way this is mechanic level of like, deception.
See, I actually made a note that this was not mechanic level.
Oh, you don't think it was mechanic level?
Because
have you seen Statham's Mechanic?
I'm talking original Bronson mechanic.
Yeah, you can't make that look like an accident. What happened?
Yeah.
Not even making it look like an accident, but he plans everything out meticulously. Scorpion's whole plan was left to chance. What if this guy was a good golfer and he never shanked the ball?
That's why she's showing ass. You can't fucking play a game. You can't, unless you're a woman golfer, you can't play a game of fucking golf with some ass in front of you all the time. Maybe that's why they extended the scene.
Too many variables.
That's why they extended the scene, because it's like you're seeing what he's going
She's
through.
mentally breaking him down.
Yeah,
yeah.
You know what? Okay, there is definitely that. She is adding to her odds, but it's still luck based. So this is 2011 mechanic level.
Yeah, this is 2011. This is not. Listen, the Bronson Arthur Bishop would be rolling over in his grave.
Oh no, he
He'd be
absolutely
squeezing that wax ball furiously.
Furiously, yeah. He'd be like in the pond with like a goose helmet on, like peeping up or something, you know? He would be doing some real secret
Right,
shit.
like a blow dart that had some like jellyfish poison on it or some shit.
Or it'd be like the drink girl who comes around the golf cart
Right.
would bring him a hot dog, and he would blow dart into the hot dog, and it'd be poison. He'd eat the hot dog whole.
Yeah.
Because he Kobayashi's every hot dog. We all know Asians.
That's how Asians eat hot dogs. You don't know that.
Yeah, Kobayashi is not a spectacle. That's how Asians eat hot dogs.
Right. Yeah, Paul London told us that. When he said he was in Japan, he's like, the way they eat hot dogs, I don't want to go into it.
Yeah, he was like, my hot dogs are my favorite food, but they wouldn't let me eat it the way I want to eat it. They told me, this is how you eat it, and you soak it in water and just goose it down your throat.
Right. The Scorpion calls in her boss. I just blasted my way out of the rough. I'll see you in the big D. You think everyone was using the same phone? Was that same fucking Seinfeld phone?
Had to have been. Absolutely. There's only so much budget in the Sidaris movie.
Right.
But think about it. If I put you guys out on a mission, I'd buy us all the same tech gear, too. 3 Apple Watches. 3 AirTags.
Hey, guys, here's your brick phone. Make sure you charge it.
3 different bass players to follow you around to do sweet Seinfeld bass lines when you finish your job.
Now, we've met our villains. Now we're going to meet our hero Nick Lang. And he's in his office. He's the head of IWAR, which I have written somewhere. The International World Arms Removal.
We need an IWAR today.
We do. We need it in Russia right now.
We need it in America right now.
So he's like, get me Sam Max. Pronto. And then they meet, and then they get him, and she's like, meet me at the airstrip for Dallas. Sam's working out because she's getting prepared. She's always prepared.
Did this movie inspire you to keep in really good shape though? Because I mean, everybody.
No. Remember, I was like 11 or 12. Working out was not on my radar.
This movie is trying to hammer home you got to work out.
Right.
Yeah, they do. There are a few characters that make it a point to get in a good workout.
And when you're working out, you get sweaty, and you don't like wet socks. You don't want a wet top.
Oh shit! Is that one of her turn-offs? A wet top?
Right. Well, she was in penthouse. Now, thank God, all the penthouse girls don't have turn-ons and turn-offs, so I didn't have to look.
Everything
that shit
turns
up.
them on. Everything turns them off.
Exactly.
They're perfect yin-yang counterbalance.
That's why I said penthouse Bet's the best. So she rips off her top. We see some hard boobs.
I gotta say, when I got to some of the sex scenes, some of the nudity scenes in this movie, all I could think about was Glenn Danzig. Because they linger, they zoom in, and they pan across. That's all they would do.
How do you think he learned how to do his camera work?
So you're agreeing?
Danzig's on the record as saying Andy Sidaris inspired his cinematography.
Okay.
You know that.
I just wanted to confirm that, so we've confirmed it.
So they meet at the airstrip. They take. I was not feeling Sam at all. She had that horrible fucking 12 packs a day voice.
Oh yeah, she definitely had that raspy aunt you see just at the occasional birthday party. You're like, oh, here comes Aunt Sam.
He's like, hey Nick,
Yeah,
what's happening?
that was rough. Her sex scene that we're gonna get to in a little bit, very rough. And then she had the tattooed on makeup, and that creeped me out too. I don't even think it was a thing. I don't think that's what she did.
Yeah,
but it looked that way.
She had the heavy lip liner on.
Platypus was the epitome of 90s male. Sam Max was the epitome of 90s female.
Okay, yeah.
Not great.
Not good.
So we get the breakdown. What is the Dallas connection? What's going on? What is this mission?
And it's not a Sidaris movie. Picasso Trigger taught me this because I thought all Sidaris movies were just stupid. Let's just get some boobs and have some action.
Picasso Trigger was the most convoluted fucking story.
And then I saw Picasso Trigger, and I was like, Sidaris is going for James Bond meets naked women. And this movie keeps that alive because we're talking 4 scientists across the globe getting a satellite. We're getting into GoldenEye territory again. We talked about that last week. We're getting into GoldenEye territory again because there's a satellite and it's going to be super powered by asteroids.
Yeah, dude, they lost me. they lost me on that bit. I was like, all right, let's just go back to the spy shit because you're reaching here.
I just love it because we've disarmed your brain enough with naked women and flat asses. You're just gonna absorb whatever science we throw at you. Because they're literally saying, yeah, the stars are about to align and the meteor shower is about to pass over. We need these 4 computer chips to align so that the satellite can go up and then it can uncover every nuclear weapon.
Well, any weapon.
Any weapon.
And it can look through dirt, the ground, anywhere. It's that powerful.
Do either of you eat peanut M&Ms? And I promise this is relevant.
Only if they're green and brown.
So...
I'm a fucking savage. I'll eat them all.
Same here.
You're
But
They're not sexy anymore, though.
you know when you eat peanut M&Ms and you're having a good time, you're having a party in your mouth, and then you get the one that has like the burnt fucking peanut.
Yes,
it's
yes.
rough, yeah.
This part of the plot was the burnt peanut. I'm like, all right, I'm on board. We got some weird spy ladies blowing people up. This is cool. And then they're like, supercharged by meteors. Like, oh, there's the burnt peanut.
And, the
burnt
meteor
peanut.
shower is only going to happen for another 100 years. So they have 3 days to get this up in the air.
This is why we need more guests on, because the perfectly articulated metaphor right there, instead of me rambling about hot dogs not being perfectly grilled and us getting in a fight about it. So perfect.
So
Great
now
job.
that
Thank
we need 4 chips that 4 different scientists, the scientists 3 of which we've already seen. And now there's one guy left, Antonio Morales. He's an Argentinian. What country are they working for? They're like, it's like this. Who are they fighting against that the entire world is combining to get this satellite up? Are we all against Russia still? In the 90s, Russia was dead. Russia was over.
Yeah, the USSR was gone by this point, but it was probably the Russians, and they just didn't come out.
Well, we've
and say
learned
it.
from recent history, don't never trust the Russians,
Right.
Because
That's right.
you know. So yeah, so there are all these countries working in unison. We got the 4 chips, 4 scientists. 3 of the scientists have been dead. We need to protect this last fucking thing because we need only one of these scientists knows how to activate the 4 chips.
Yeah, all four of
All
them
4 of
know
them,
how to
yeah.
do it, but obviously now we're down to 1.
So he's like, they're going to meet up with Antonio Morales, who's the one guy left. But they're like, we got to get our team together. Call in my best guys, Chris Cannon and Mark Austin. So this is where we learn a little bit about Chris and Mark.
Well, we get to see that Mark Cannon loves to do the...
Jet skiing.
No, that's...
Chris Cannon. You said Mark Cannon.
Oh, I said Mark Cannon?
Yeah.
Oh, I combined them.
Right.
So Mark
First of all,
is...
perfect fucking Golan-Globus hero name, Chris Cannon.
Chris Cannon is perfect, yeah. Chris Cannon. So who do we want to start with? Chris Cannon?
Chris Cannon, yeah.
So Chris Cannon, he's a race car driver.
course
Or
he
a
is.
dirt ball driver. What does he drive?
I don't know. He's driving like a 57 Chevy. It's like this old fucking jalopy.
Yeah, no way he's racing anything in that.
Yeah.
And he's like going, like you said, he's doing off-roading on it too, like a 50s car.
Right. He's in the middle of nowhere. He's got a little guy working on like a 50s radio with a screwdriver. He's got it plugged in somehow. They're in the middle of nowhere. But I loved it.
Maybe his grandpappy was a bootlegger, and that was his car for outrunning the police.
Okay, I like that. To bring Coors over the Mississippi.
There you go.
Wait, where are we?
I have no
I have
idea
no
where
idea.
we are.
Because they go to the Louisiana Downs at one point.
Yes.
Are we in Louisiana again?
I don't know.
No, we're next to Louisiana because he says...
Is he in Texas? Is he near Dallas?
When he goes to... When they go to Louisiana Downs, he said, I know a great place just across state lines.
Okay.
Called Louisiana Downs. So it would be
Okay.
whatever's next to that.
So they might be in... They should
Well,
be in Texas.
Mark Austin is in Texas. The
Okay,
brother
Mark-
of Steve Austin, we all know.
You son of a bitch.
No, I'm talking about the $6 Million Man. I'm not talking
Oh,
about
okay. I was going... We both went the wrong way.
And then we see our buddy Mark Austin, who's an avid jet skier, and we learn that him and Sam have some history with each other. You know, this is like planting a seed in our mind. Sidaris, he's amazing. He's just like, wow, what's going on with these two? Cut 2, the villainesses. Just because they're evil don't mean they don't like to dance, Graf.
I get it. It's like you still got to get your frustrations out and everything. So when I see a villainous dance, I'm thinking they can't be that bad.
Well, before we get there, Chris and Mark are deployed. They get into whoever's Corvette. And I just want to point out...
Who's Chris's?
Here's a hot take for you. Corvettes are dumb as shit. They look stupid.
Okay.
I've never liked
They're made out of
Corvettes.
fiberglass, aren't they?
I don't know, but they just look dumb. Like if I think of like a middle-aged man going through a midlife crisis with a small dick, I think he drives a Corvette.
Yeah, that or a Trans Am, yeah.
No, that turns him. I mean,
unless you're Denny. If you're Mr. Mint, then you're all man.
Yeah.
yeah,
You
Mr.
can drive
Man.
whatever.
He's the exception to every rule, though.
Right.
He is.
He is Mr. Exception, is what I call him. Mr. Exceptional. 'Cause-
So we cut to the villainesses.
Are they
Okay.
like are this when they're auditioning? I don't remember the scene really. I'm blanking out.
oh,
I think
Just
they were
dancing?
just randomly dancing for practice.
Well, we
waiting for Black Widow to
learned that
show
from
up.
movies. Women love to put on like a Motown song and just start dancing.
Okay,
That's what they
okay.
love to do.
You see,
when we're
I
not
lo-
when us men aren't around, women are dancing.
I love what the Sidaris are trying to say here, though, because think about our comedy club down on Plymouth Road. It's closed. Every local place is closed. It's being replaced with fucking Chili's, and they're trying to hire strippers to go in there now and dance around like the women in this movie. Look, you're not going to get that authentic, what is it called, cowboy or cowboys?
Cowboys.
You're not going to get that authentic cowboys flavor that we get in this movie. And so we show up, and we're seeing them. They're just... The Cowboys isn't even open yet, and they're just dancing around in lingerie for fun.
Right.
You see the enthusiasm for the small business. They're so fulfilled by their work.
So what you're saying is maybe they're just doing the assassinations to give the money to keep. They really want to have this club.
Yes, this is their...
They're not taking out loans. They're not asking big government to give them money.
Murray, I'm going to Doctor Strange us into a multiverse here. Are we ready for this? Yeah, thank you for those hand gestures.
Hand gestures on a podcast are great.
Yeah, no, it's the best. These guys don't realize it, but we realize it. It's the best. Guys, we should have gone into a multiverse where Billy Drago was one of the strangers, right?
Oh yeah.
Because Billy Drago has
100%.
Yeah. So let me go ahead and take you into the multiverse of this movie, and we're going into the world of Breakin'. These women are from Breakin'. They got ripped away from Breakin' universe. All they want to do is keep their fucking cowboys open.
Right.
And so they're willing to do anything. And Black Widow sees that, and she takes advantage of them. So that immediately was my theory on this movie. I was like, these two lovely young ladies, no, they're not evil. They just want to keep cowboys open.
Right.
Small business.
Right. And when you're dancing, you work up a sweat. And what do you do when you're sweaty? You take a shower. And this is a Sidaris. You gotta have it. You gotta have a shower scene.
Yeah.
So we get a very long, extended
Steamy.
shower scene of Cobra and Scorp
In separate showers.
in separate showers.
Yep. And as you both know, and the Golan-Globus out there will soon find out, I don't like being wet. I don't get wet recreationally. When I'm in the shower, I scrub myself off and I get out of there as quick as I can.
You know
right?
what, Mike? I'm gonna agree with you. I don't like being wet either.
So watching them seductively take their time, I'm like, who showers like this?
Yeah.
At 11 or 12 years old, I was very confused as to why they showered like that, because I shampoo, I grab the soap, I do my thing, I get out. And they're taking their sweet old time.
What was really weird, they were wearing socks.
I didn't get
I
that
thought,
part.
I thought they hated wet socks.
Yeah.
No, they weren't socks.
Yeah, long tube socks folded over so they're only ankle high. I don't get that look. It's not the 80s anymore.
The dumb feet warmers or leg warmers
Ca-
that have like the toe part cut
It was
out.
kind of like that, yeah. It's kind of like that. It didn't make sense. It took away from, the eroticism of the scene.
While they're showering, Black Widow comes in carrying a machine gun
For reasons.
and goes, "You girls earned a bonus."
Well, yeah.
So after that, but she's like, "Oh, by the way, Cobra and Puss, you got a new mission." She sends him out on that mission. At the airport, we're seeing Sam arrive. The boys are there to escort Mr. Antonio Morales to where their like hideout place.
The I-War headquarters.
I-War headquarters.
Yeah.
Well, that's going on. Cobra and Puss drive by on a chopper, motorcycle.
There we go, chopper.
Puss opens fire, misses everybody.
Yeah, we're skipping over the whole scene where Puss was like, "I'll do the shooting. You shoot for shit. I'll do the shooting."
And I just want to point out, at this point, I was a little confused because we see Black Widow set up this elaborate thing where she's an escort lady of the night, and she kills the guy in the bed.
Yeah.
We have Cobra, who uses an RC car to blow someone up. Scorpion uses an exploding golf ball.
Yes.
And then for this one, they're like, fuck it. Just
Drive
drive by.
Well, they ran out of ideas. They only had the 3 ideas.
Oh,
So,
yeah, that makes sense. Sometimes you run out of ideas.
Or maybe they're on a time limit. They got 3 days. It's
That's
meteor
true.
shower.
Before that meteor shower supercharges.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck.
I mean, shit, you brought it up. We haven't done a commercial in 2.5 years. I mean, you run out of ideas.
Right, yeah.
That's true.
Sometimes you just want to phone it in.
This episode, of course, is brought to you by RC
Cola. So, they do the drive-by. They fuck it up. But they sent a warning to our boys. But I want to point out, okay, Puss had the awful 90s look. Our boys had the awful, like, quasi-formal casual look. Bootcut jeans with the fucking cowboy boots. And then, like, a T-shirt with a blazer on it.
I didn't like it.
Yeah, that's another level of douche.
Yeah.
So they go, they get Antonio into the headquarters, and we got to have another meeting about what's going on.
We got to have the Sidaris spy shit talk. We already did one. We got to get two.
We see Morales has his own personal guard, Ron, old guy with a mullet.
I liked Ron. You know who he reminded me of, Murray?
No.
Yeah, neither do I. Because it's definitely not Ron Garvin.
No, it's not.
Rugged Ronnie Garvin?
This guy actually...
Hands of stone?
This guy didn't talk. It somehow had more personality.
Look, man.
We learned that Sam and Tom are on duty. They're going to surveil Morales while he's here.
More assless.
And then Nick goes, I need some privacy. Tom, can you leave? Not Tom, Ron, can you leave?
They sent Morales out too.
Yeah, Ron goes, sure. And then he like puts the little bug underneath the table.
Completely undetectable to the eye.
Right.
That's what we're supposed to know.
And I love Nick's thing. It's like, guys, this is completely retarded. But we're going to do this plan. He actually says that. Like, he didn't say retarded, but he points out, like, this is completely unorthodox.
Yeah.
But how about if all you guys have the chips that we need for this satellite to go on?
This is like you're leaving summer camp and you guys share a necklace or something. Right. And that
the best friends necklaces.
Yeah, that's what this plot has boiled down to.
I got these giant lockets. And I want each of you to have... And they had to point out for some reason, like, Sam, you get the Hong Kong one. Chris, you get the Argentine. Like, why do we need to hear this shit?
I don't know. And when they bring it... I'm sorry, spoiler alert. They bring it up later in the movie. This is the one from Hong Kong. I was like, why do I need to know this?
You didn't. But, so, okay. Cut to Cobra and Puss go back to Cowboys. And they're like, sorry, boss. Fucking pussed out. He missed. And Black Widow's like, you figure Black Widow's going to flip out and beat the shit out of them. But she's like, okay, no problem.
She's got come on, Black Widow. She's got her webs everywhere, like Black Widow. She's got plenty of ideas up her sleeve.
Right. This is your favorite scene up next, Griff. Mark,
it is?
Mark and Sam. We learned that they had a little thing going on.
Yeah, we kind of breezed over that, but Chris tells them, "Hey, Sam's on this mission with us. I haven't seen Sam since March." This movie hasn't prompted us to where we're at, right? Where we're at? This movie hasn't prompted us to where we're at.
I thought you said
we're red.
That's what I heard him say.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We're red.
Hey, no, I'm a mumble mouth idiot here, so I get it. But no.
Yeah.
He says, I haven't seen her since March. We don't know when this could be April.
Yeah, they never give us a date.
Because it's sunny as fuck out, you know.
Yeah. It's 78 degrees. I saw that in a window. There's a giant screen in the back.
You're dead right. So,
Yeah.
And we're in the South.
Right.
So it's maybe late March. Yeah. So it's been maybe 2 weeks since he's seen Sam. But there's a whole thing where Chris and Mark are talking. I haven't seen Sam since March. Well, she's here on business with Nick. So you know it's serious. But anyways.
So they're getting... It's like, I haven't seen you since an undetermined amount of time. Tell me what you've been doing.
Somewhere between 2 and 5 weeks ago.
So he's got some wine. He wants to lubricate Sam up. They're doing a little chit chat before he wants to just go to the bone zone.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to preheat that oven. He just wants to shove the meal right in.
Right. And just because she posed for Penthouse doesn't mean she's not a lady.
Yeah.
So she's like, whoa.
Slow your roll. You need to sweet talk me.
Let me hear some of that sweet Hamlet, that John DeHart Hamlet.
I mean, the wine is a good start, but I need some Hamlet. I need some fireplace. Where are the fucking ice cubes? And Murray, we've been hiding this because we don't want to let this known to the world. But now that it's in a movie, we got to let it known to the world. All you need to do to completely seduce, like, if you've ever listened to a dating advice person, tell them to fuck right off, because here's the real dating advice. You just look that woman in the eyes and you tell her, I'm going to suck the polish off your toes.
Right.
So I don't want to kink shame or fetish shame anyone. Your thing is your thing, you know, as long as it's
Go ahead and shame people.
legal. But like that line
It was
is a
bad.
boner killer. Like,
Yeah.
You know what?
oh,
Griff and I had a conversation about this a few months ago.
Okay.
I'm not into feet either.
Yeah.
not at all.
But if a woman wanted you to, would you just be like, no, I'm not going to do it? Would you be that hardcore about it? If it got her off, if she's like, I got to have
it would
this.
depend on the situation, man. Because remember, I'm a germaphobe. Right? So like,
But he hates showering.
if
That's
if she's freshly showered or bathed,
okay. Yeah, well, yes. You can't have dirty,
I would
sweaty feet.
I
no.
would consider it. But if like homegirl's been walking around running errands all day, like not happy.
Yeah, I agree. There are some freaks who are into that
Yeah.
shit. I agree with
Like,
you. It's got to be
I
some
w-
clean feet if you're going to do anything.
And it would like if the wife was like, I want this, then there's a better chance. But if I was just like dating and it's some random lady that I'm like 3 dates in or whatever,
Just throw the
and
feet
she's
away.
like, let's do this, I'm like, check please, I'm out of here.
Okay. Hey, you know what you want.
Well, he's willing to go down to the toes, but he's also willing to put on the sexiest track of all time. Puts on some Starting Over. Of course he puts on Starting Over. They saw each other
Right.
2.5 weeks ago. He's rekindling that flame.
Right. Nobody gets a woman in the mood more than John DeHart.
And so
He goes straight to the heart.
We get this beautiful shot from behind the couch. We just see flowers hanging on the coffee table, just hanging above the back of the sofa, and clothes are flying
We get a nice
over.
Benny Hill scene where clothes are flying
Well, I
everywhere.
don't know why they did that on a bass line. Do. But it was
Mike's
sexy.
mom's going, are you watching porn out there? No, I'm watching Benny Hill, Mom.
Michael, what are you doing?
I hate this. Because in my childhood home, when I was watching the scramble porn and everything in the living room, we had a house fan because we didn't have air conditioning until I was like 17.
That's rich.
Same here.
That's rich people shit. I didn't get air conditioned until I was fucking my 40s.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And
All the windows open, house fan on.
exactly. And so when the house fan was running, it's like I could do whatever I wanted
Right.
because in between the house fan and parents' bedroom was TV. Our TV, house fan. Yeah.
But see, that's a double-edged sword because they can't hear you, but you can't hear them sneaking up on you.
Right. So you have to sit in a weird place where you can have contact of both.
Once again,
Right.
you fucking internet porn kids, you knew that the stress you had to go under to see a tit. It was rough. You had to earn it.
This is what made us men.
It
Okay?
did.
Like, I didn't fight in any wars, but I grew up without the internet.
Right.
I grew up with scramble
you know all
porn.
your stealth moves. We got it down.
Is there even scramble channels anymore?
There are. And I'm like, who the fuck? And they're expensive because I'm just flicking through the
But they still
the
give you
guide.
the scramble channel.
Well, I don't know about you have to like.
It's just a black
Yeah,
screen.
it's a black screen.
That's
but
what
that's
I mean.
the thing. Is like, why does that exist? And they want like $15 for a fucking movie. Who the fuck's paying that?
It's incredible to think.
Boomers.
You could get a DVD if you wanted to for cheaper than that.
No, it's got to be people that are older who are like, oh, I've been waiting all my life for a channel where I can just flip it on and watch some.
Right, like they don't want the physical evidence. They don't want the magazines, the DVDs.
They just want the
whatever.
bill that reports back that I
Right.
spent $50 on Skinemax.
Right?
So we get as Griff points out, we get a nice lingering shot of this tacky ass Roy Lichtenstein fucking painting. Which
Wait, is that real?
yeah, well, no, it was. I think it was like somebody trying to do him because I have a thing about this guy. I fucking hate him.
Because he does like a comic style.
He steals people's shit, like old comic book shit, and then sells it for thousands of dollars.
No shit.
He just does his thing on it. 'Cause he does like dots. That's his thing.
Yeah, dot. Is that what that's called, or is it comicism or dotism?
I don't know what it's called. But it's like he's been called out by like this. He'll get like nobody. There's some comic from the 30s and shit. The guy's dead. Nobody fucking remembers him. He'll just do that, and then he sells it for thousands. And because he's a genius, because he's doing it ironically.
Yeah,
like a comic person's a fucking talentless hack, but
Right.
somehow he's a genius.
Well,
Fuck
no,
Roy
we're,
Lichtenstein.
that's how we got to the point today, where it's like you can't just do something because you like it. It has to be ironic because you don't like it, even if you do like it, and it's your career.
And then who dropped this line? Was it Mark or Sam? I don't remember. I think it was Mark.
I feel like it was supposed to be Sam. I don't know who it was supposed to be. Do you?
What line?
Oh,
This
there's
line-
someone
Griff-
talks about losing control.
Oh no, that's the dialogue on the painting.
Oh,
no one,
you're
no
right.
One says that. That's like in the word bubble on
You're
the
absolutely
painting.
right.
Yeah.
You did all that time
Mike,
pointing that out.
without the notes in front of him, was like, "Oh no, guys, you're wrong."
Yes, but it sells the scene because I almost lost control for a moment. What a fool I am. Cut 2! Antonio and Ron. Just because someone's out to kill him doesn't mean they can't go to the country and western titty bar.
We play both kinds of music, country and western.
Oh, wait a minute. Country western? How about a little bit of that honky tonk
But don't.
donk-a-donk?
This
Is that something that's going to have to make our glossary episode?
it might be.
we're working on that.
We're learning that even Puss is in on it. He wants this dream as well because he's DJing. Our girls are.
So this is where we pull out the pin from earlier because he's a DJ.
Again,
so he spins platters.
Oh my God!
His name. And so when I realized he was the DJ and I connected the two, I lost my shit. I started laughing so hard. Like, oh my God, this is such a stupid detail, but it's bringing me so much joy.
And it pays off.
Right.
It does. I laughed so
His two greatest
so
loves,
hard.
Vinyl and Puss.
And I hated him as a DJ. He was so low energy when he was introducing.
He was the
ladies.
worst.
Like,
He was the
pretty
worst.
much- all right, and then we got Tim here with the rich baritone. All right, and we got Griff with that sexy mustache in the supermarket. All right, like, he finished it all with,
Make sure to
Look-
tip your
All right.
waitresses.
You're doing your platypus voice, and even Millhouse has come over from the bed.
No.
we got Millhouse,
No.
the sexiest dog in Farmington Hills.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
They should have just called this 90s the movie because, oh my God, do you guys remember when like line dancing was so fucking big?
Oh, dude.
There was a fucking line dance club in my ghetto ass town. That's how
What?
big. Yes, in downtown Pontiac, it was called like Diamonds and Spurs. I think.
Oh, I
is what
love
it's
that.
called. And it was hot as shit for a few years too.
Yeah.
Get out your fucking Garth Brooks shirt and go to town.
Murray is just being modest here. He, of course, was on the short list every night.
Of course I was. I was like, people were just like, is Tim going to be here? Because, I know how to line dance.
Oh.
So we're getting some nice 90s line dancing from our girls. They all have their own spotlight dance because they're wearing the chaps with the G-strings.
Oh, yeah, of course they are. I guess this is where we get to really see the women featuring their assets.
Yeah.
And you really think that, what was it? You thought that Cobra
Yeah.
and Black Widow had asses?
I would have banged Cobra.
I mean, they're
myself.
all attractive women.
Yeah.
Clearly have bolted on tits and all that. but-
All right, if we had to, this brings up an interesting point.
oh, boy.
If we have to objectify for a second,
Well, yeah.
who's your favorite of the assassins? Who's more your cup
My
of tea?
order is Cobra, Black Widow, Scorpion.
Yeah, I think I'm going to reverse the top two. I'll go
Okay.
with Black Widow. I want the skyscraper first.
Okay, you want to climb?
She's over 6 feet.
yeah.
She's a tall drink of
Keep
water.
Platter
Yeah.
pointed that out.
Yeah. So that's something. And then I would go for Cobra, and then Scorpion's like a...
Scorpion had an ass. She wouldn't. I mean, she was a good-looking woman. She just had no ass.
Yeah, no, of course. These are all lovely women.
Yeah.
It's just... No, that's where we're going. Mike?
I'm the odd man out. I'd go Scorpion, Cobra, Black Widow.
Wow.
Interesting. Interesting.
All right.
We did this in under a minute. This is good. We're moving.
Tip your wait staff. All right. He says that too. He's like, if you got any extra, tip me.
Oh, have you seen my goatee? Oh.
Next morning. That's it. Tom and not Tom, Ron and Antonio are having that. We learned that Antonio's a total skis, by the way.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have to say.
Antonio is both a romantic, scientist, and a skis. Because look, man, we're capable of all three.
Right.
We're here
Exactly.
right now talking about the women we put in a priority, but we're all geniuses in this room.
Yes,
That's why we're here
exactly.
talking on microphones. I
Right.
mean, come on. The hand gestures we use. Perfection.
So Antonio's like, Ron, I got to go jerk one out. Can we go back to the hotel?
That's right.
Back to the hotel. We see our boy Tom, who's a very important but yet minor character.
Yeah.
I think is he talking into that fucking Walkman?
He also has one of the computer chips.
course,
So we
yeah.
got to bring that up.
He had the Paris one.
Thank you. Yeah, he had the Paris one, sure. Who the fuck cares? Because that played such an insignificant part of the plot.
But they make it feel so important.
They really
and
do.
It doesn't matter at all.
Like, what was Tom... Like, why wasn't Tom more... Why couldn't the crew that they assembled been 3 guys, and Tom was one of them? Instead, Tom just attack on. Was he not willing to take his shirt off?
Probably.
You told us the greatest story about... Was it Mark?
It was Chris. I think.
It was Chris in the hot tub scene.
Oh,
Well,
So,
save that
we'll
for that.
get- we'll
We'll
get-
get there. I'll recount
We'll
the
get
story.
there, but maybe Tom's drawback, maybe his character was supposed to be bigger.
He was a little older. He was, maybe it was ageism.
But maybe their drawback was just that, well, they didn't have a third henchwoman, excuse me. Wow, so wrong. But also maybe Tom wasn't willing to go that far.
Right. He's like, I'm an actor. I don't get naked.
I'm an actor, as John Malkovich would say. As you would say about John Malkovich.
Yes.
Actor with the capital A.
Right. Fuck that guy.
I saw him pumping iron. That was real.
Okay. So Tom, he's still following Antonio, but he's ready to hand the duty off to Sam because they're splitting their time.
He's get a hand poop off? He said hand duty off.
We're going so well. So he's just like, and of course, Sam gets the great mission. She's going to take him to look over the state lines where all the best horse racing happens, Louisiana Downs.
Right. He's just had a long night at Cowboys, and he's already ready to, I'm crossing state fucking lines.
Right.
They don't have this stuff in Argentina.
Yeah, this guy is
He's
like
ready to
got
go.
people. He was involved with a drive-by, and he's like, I still got to go to the titty bar and bet on the races.
I didn't even really consider that.
I didn't think about that either.
Yeah. I've been in a drive-by. I need to see tits in a cowboy-themed bar.
Right.
What state were we in? Were we supposed to be in Texas at that point?
Yes, we're in Dallas.
Okay. He flew straight to Dallas, and now he's going next door to Louisiana.
Right, where all the fun happens. We learned that from the Mechanic 2011.
That's right. God, I hate that we ended up in Louisiana 2 weeks in a row. We're going to see the old guy in the recliner, Henry?
Yes, he actually killed Henry.
You know, I said something about Henry's chair. I said it was the greatest character depth in that movie, and I stand by that.
Yeah.
That chair had the best character depth of that whole movie.
Cobra, she's got her next mission. It's to take out our boy Chris. So Chris is, I guess, he's a day off, so he goes right back to that racetrack. So yes, that racetrack is in Dallas. We were wondering about that.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
And Cobra, she's like, the way to a man's heart through his car. So she pulls up with her car, and she just pulls a fuse out and puts it in her cleavage, and then she goes out to watch our boy Chris do his fucking donuts and his old jalopy.
It really helps that her top it's black, but then the underband has the black and white checker, like a racetrack.
Yep, she's a race enthusiast.
Well, she's a contract killer. She knows what she's doing.
She knows how to dress for the job.
Right.
You dress for the job you want. And she wants to fuck and kill.
Chris, he sees the lovely lady. He's like, I got to stop and talk to this. He's not tied down to Sam. He's a free agent.
Well, Chris isn't tied down to Sam.
Right. That's what I said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're talking about Mark.
Oh, did I say Mark?
No.
Well, you said Chris, but Mark is the one that has the thing with Sam.
Yeah.
I said he isn't. I must
you're right. I just
keep this
guys, we're so distracted because the ladies in this are just so lovely.
right. And so he's ready to tell her about cars, and she's like, "No, let me explain to you what you're doing wrong with your driving."
Right.
And I wasn't paying attention, so I don't know what she was saying because
Boobage.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, no one knows what happened in this scene because boobs were hanging over,
Yeah,
right?
she said something about a turn or whatever, but we weren't there to talk about.
She
cars
might have been
boobs.
talking about apple turnovers because that's women thing. You know, they make the apple turnovers. Nope, not okay.
And after she woman explains to him, she's like, I got to go, big boy. Jumps in her car. Click, click, nothing's working. He's like, oh, it must be your starter.
I'm pretty sure that's the starter.
Yep.
That's the only thing it could be. And I'm looking at this woman. Chris is looking at this woman, and it's like, you look awfully perched. I mean, parched.
Perched, yes. Well, she was perched in her car.
She was perched in her car, so you're looking awfully perched and parched.
Right.
And she agrees.
Right. So he's like, how about you come back and check out my hot tub? She's like, sounds like a plan.
I know the perfect way to sate your thirst. Hot tub. Definitely quenches the thirst.
Well, we're not there yet.
We're not there yet, but that's where we're going to get to eventually.
So, okay, she's setting up her boy Chris. So what's Scorp up to? She's taking on Mark. And we know Mark, he is a jet ski enthusiast. He loves his Dayglow swimsuit. Where the fuck that thing is? Skin suit. Scuba suit?
It's the one with the hand. That's all I know. But surf suit, skin suit,
Rash guard.
rash guard. We got our time in the Aquabats Army, of
Yep.
course, taught us that. Mm-hmm. They used to have one of those with the Aquabat symbol on it.
I still do.
I was a baby, even
Yeah,
smaller
I'm not
than I
fitting
am
in
now.
mine these days.
Yeah.
You know, but still got them.
Still got them.
He's getting ready. He's all business when it comes to the jet ski.
You got to be business.
But our girl Scorpion, she knows how to play. Is that the opposite of business? Play? I don't know.
I mean, yeah, the opposite of business.
She's got her own Dayglow swimsuit on, high cut, showcasing that flat ass.
Well, yeah, you got to get the thong version of it.
Right.
You got to get the one that shoots straight up your ass, and you got to make sure it gets really far up there because you have no ass to feature.
Right, and she's got the knee high boots, which you're on the
Why are you wearing knee-high boot, high-heel things to the fucking waterfront, man?
We learned a lot about Sidaris from this scene right here.
because it's hot. That's why.
It's because it's hot. Yeah, it's because it's hot.
So, and Mark's noticing. He's like, "Whoa, young lady." He's like, "Hey, can you watch my jet ski for a minute? I need to get my peanut butter sandwich I have in my car."
You got to protein up after a hard day of
Right.
jet skiing. This is
like-
just true.
She's like, "Sure, no problem."
You get the quick carbs of, that nice wheat bread that he had it spread on. You get the nice peanut butter, easy protein to digest. It makes sense.
Right.
Mark is a smart man. He's a
Right.
beautiful man, as we learn later, too.
Right. We learn later.
Yeah.
We've wearing a mask this whole time. I don't know.
Well, no, it's like, obviously, as an audience, we understand it. But in the Sidaris world, we didn't understand that Mark is a very handsome gentleman until Scorpion tells us, hey, you're a very handsome man. Then we know for sure.
And then
He does the, are you talking to me?
he blushes.
That was clever. That's how
Blushes a
you.
little.
If you're not gonna offer to suck the polish off a woman's toes, that's how you get in there. Is you just play coy.
So she distracts him with enough time to throw a little bit of the old Coca-Cola into his gas tank.
Yeah, he clearly had to go in his car, start up the Bluetooth audio, put on a cool song so the girl could hear it.
No, he just wanted to listen to the new Joe Rogan podcast.
Oh, he's just
When he gets out on the jet ski, he just wants to hear what Joe has to say.
he's
Let's
a
the Joe flow.
He's the rogue bro. The Joe Flow rogue bro.
And she's like, "Hey, is that the latest Joe Rogan? I love that guy. Really? You like Joe Rogan too? It's a match made in heaven."
I've been saying it. These girls better than 2011 Mechanic.
Right.
They did research. They knew he was a Joe bro for Rogue.
Joe Ro.
Joe Rogue. Thank you. They knew all these details.
Right.
They knew it.
And she's, is that the one where he says the COVID vaccine will give you a limp dick? He's like, "Yeah,
Of course, I've been worried about it. Oh, I'll help you test that theory.
right."
Yeah, you will.
So he takes off. She follows him like a speedboat, and then that coke kicks in, and his jet ski guts out.
Yeah.
She's like, "Look like you got some trouble. You need a tow?" He's like, "Yeah, I think I do."
This inspire you to get into jet skiing at all? Did any of this movie have an impact on you at all?
Again, I don't get wet recreationally, so jet skiing.
Oh
was
my
not
God,
on my
that's
radar.
right. That's right.
I'm on the same boat. I hate getting wet too. I agree with you. I don't like.
You guys
fuck
aren't-
fuck the beach.
Wait a minute. Have either of you been to the
Which
ocean?
is weird because you love the driest of blowjobs. Do you like Mike? Do you like a dry blowjob or a wet? This isn't a running thing we've had.
How? Explain.
Griff likes a cat bath blowjob, where it's just like sandpapery tongue, just kind of barely touching the dick.
So he's an edger.
Yeah, I guess he is.
Okay.
I'm a what?
You like edging?
Oh yeah, the edging shit. I love that.
Yeah.
I know. I really like it when you get the finest grade of sandpaper, like 5,000, and you just
You like
Sand-
take a layer of skin off.
like when I saw the Karate Kid.
Exfoliate, yeah.
Karate Kid was my kink movie. When I saw Daniel-san waxing the deck with the sandpaper, that was like, oh my God, I want somebody to take 2 of those over my dick. And that was my thing.
Yeah, that's the weird thing. You like everything wet but your blowjobs. And I'm the opposite. I like a sloppy wet blowjob, but I don't want to get wet.
But I want to know, have either of you been to the ocean?
Yes, I've been on both, Atlantic and Pacific. And I think fuck
In
both
it?
of them. Yes, in both of them.
And you fucked both of them.
I fucked both of them.
You took your pants off and you jizzed in both of them. Mike?
I've never been in the ocean. No,
Really?
really.
Are you terrified of it? Or if you go there, you'll be like, okay,
No.
I'm underwhelmed.
Why would I want to go in the ocean? I don't like getting wet.
So you're not a swim guy at all.
No, but to the point of Did you bring your own lunch bag?
He always
Yes.
does.
Okay.
Do you want the Mexicoke I bought
I
Mike?
think I would, yeah.
Yeah, Mike, can you help this gentleman out here? Hey, guys, we're in like a halfway intermission here while Murray gets his Mexicoke. Grab me a beer there, Murray, please. I'll get you the bottle opener. This happens every episode.
So
It's
Tim
okay.
gets my rider.
Yeah, well, you didn't want it. Did you want it?
I would have drank it.
You're going to drink it?
No, you
No,
do
it's
it.
for you. He's got his Coke. It's for you.
Oh, look at you. Where were we?
Shit out.
We're talking about getting wet.
I don't want to.
Yeah. So
Let's
no,
get wet.
to the point of when I first started dating Jeanette, her whole family,
Recently married.
they're swimmers, right? So I made it a point to swim with her a handful of times just because I knew what would happen. I would show up to pool parties and I wouldn't swim. Be like, oh, you can't swim? So no, I can
We're
swim.
in Michigan. We all swim.
I just don't like to.
Okay, interesting. It's very weird that you guys both apparently like sloppy. Well,
You just said what kind of blowjob
yeah,
you
no,
want.
we won't put Mike on the hot stand here, but
I'm a weirdo. I prefer a hando.
That's kind of weird.
dry hando, wet hando. Because we talked about the Mechanic 2011, and
I
there
don't
was
discriminate.
okay, good. Where are we at?
Fucking
Where
dumb.
are we at in this movie?
We are. Mark is just his jet ski had just died.
Yeah, we're on hour 4.
Oh, okay, and of course, it's just see, guys. When a man stalks a woman, it's not okay. But when a woman stalks a man, it's okay. Let's get over this gender bias here. All right,
I'm cool with a woman.
stalking you.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So women, catch up to the speed. Be okay
Yeah.
with men stalking you.
Right. What's with Sam and Antonio up to? Well, they're at the races, the sport of kings, and he wins big. So he offers to treat her to dinner.
Oh, that's why they ended up having dinner.
Sure, why not?
Guys, I want to know now. Look, we're getting into this question phase. We're getting into the second drink phase of the night here. What's the night of kings here? What's the dinner you're gonna have when you're trying to impress?
I don't know. I don't think about that shit.
I like to cook a chicken parmesan.
Chicken parm, of course it is.
Yep.
That's why I had chicken parm at your wedding. Of
Yep,
course,
I love chicken parm.
it's chicken parm, man.
What are you doing now that East Bay Rays is gone?
Have you?
I learned to make my own.
How are you feeling about it? Are you improving on it? Are you keep working, or did you find one and you like it?
It was okay at first. Took 3 or 4 tries, but this last batch.
It's
Our
always-
listeners are hanging on. It's
Oh, yeah, every
yes,
word.
Go into detail.
Get into how you bred the chicken.
I use a good Italian breadcrumb panko.
Oh, you see, you're doing the Italian fingers too. I see you. Again, we talk about the hand gestures.
Anyway, I got dogs to let out.
Yes, come
Oysters.
on. Yes, that's it. Raw oysters. So Sam's impressed that not only is this guy a nerd, he's also a romantic nerd.
Well, yeah, because he got the most fancy dinner you can possibly get.
What was it?
Beef stroganoff. With asparagus.
Wow, this pee's going to be stinking later.
Well, you know.
So
You need it for
we
endurance.
learned that it's all about the fingers in a Sidaris movie.
Sidaris is all about his hand gestures, too.
So they're getting their cheesecake, and Sam is just fingering the fuck out of that cheesecake.
What the fuck was that?
I don't know. It got weird. Hey, look, I'm a fan. I love
It got weirder.
I like making one dessert, and it's cheesecake. And if I made Sam a cheesecake, and she came in with that fucking 12 packs a day voice, and she just started fucking globbing down on my cheesecake,
Oh, that's a good moist cheesecake.
Dirt on her fingernails.
I would be so offended. I'd be like, I fed you the
Got
fanciest.
the back of nicotine stains on her fingers.
I fed you the fanciest dinner of all, fried rice with ketchup, and you're gonna
I thought it was beef
finger
stroganoff.
Well, yeah, that's not my favorite. Fried rice with ketchup is my thing. But she is finger fucking the cheesecake I spent all day slaving over. I hand stirred that shit. I don't have a goddamn KitchenAid mixer. So, Sam, take your fucking 12-pack. Here's a pack. Walk. That's another one we need to add to our glossary. Walk.
We just need to say, watch Get Even.
Just watch Get Even, you get our show.
So, but not only that, she fingered the cheesecake. All of a sudden, she's in lingerie with her legs spread open on the chair.
Very confused.
Yeah, we're
Feet
like,
on the table like she was born in a barn.
Yeah, that's right. Nobody ever puts feet on the pod table here.
and as Griff so elegantly put it, displaying her edibles for Antonio's pleasure.
That's sexy, man. Sometimes I get caught up in the sex.
And then he snaps out of it. It was just a wet daydream.
Which Murray has never had.
I don't believe they're real.
And I never...
Mike,
no-
now we're getting to know each other better, Mike. Mike, wet dream. You ever had one before?
If I have no recollection of it. So I never understood that because
I always thought, I thought that was an urban legend.
right, like in sex ed, you were pretty much told you're gonna have
Yeah.
and then it just didn't happen. So
Yeah.
I'm
willing
want...
to back the urban legend thing.
I hate to keep giving this fucking more traction here, but it's like I know I had one when I was younger, and then I had one like 2 years ago, and it's like bizarre to think about.
I knew a dude. Love this guy, so I'm not going to say his name and out him. But
Hey, it's natural. It's okay. But you don't have to use his name, but it's natural.
He would have one.
Mike hates me now because I had two.
He would have one every time he had ice cream too close to going to bed. Great dude, love him to death, but he just offered this information to me one time. Like, that's cool. Maybe you don't have ice cream before you go to bed, dude.
That's interesting. That's very interesting. We're going to get him on for an episode.
That's very interesting.
The next after midnight Golan-Globus Theater.
So, next back to Chris and Cobra. They pull into Chris's place, and he's like, what do you say? Like, I'm very easy.
Well, she's just like, I hope you have something hot. And he's like, I hope you know I'm pretty easy.
And she's like, okay, thanks for that. I'll write that down in my diary.
I don't know what to do with this information.
So, hey, man, it's Sidaris. We haven't had a hot tub scene yet. We need a hot tub scene.
It's sanitary. I put it in the notes for a reason.
Purely hygienic.
I gotta think that fucking a hot tub, very sanitary. It's hot. It's gonna kill away any bacteria.
Well, that's, yeah.
You got some kind of cleaning agent in there. Okay,
Chlorine?
never mind. I'll just die out here on the
Yeah,
fucking
it was
clothesline.
compared to the pool, that murky ass pool from Mechanic. This was a very hygienic hot tub.
Yeah. So, anyways, they're
having
having
it, and then there's a story that Mike needs to tell us about this hot tub scene.
So, the actor that played Chris, he was married with children at the time of making this movie. And so his wife saw the movie and was none too pleased about how gratuitous the hot tub fuck scene was.
He's sucking on some nipples in this one. He goes all out.
Like he was into it. And so she's mad because she thought it was just going to be like a tasteful sex scene. I'm sure that's how the actor that played Chris portrayed it. So she saw it. She flips out. Then Andy Sidaris throws gasoline on that fire. He's like, "Oh yeah, he's a former athlete. I'm surprised at how much he went for it, man. But he was all in. He was all man. He was so macho going for it. And she was into it just as much, if not more. Oh, so fucking hot." And so this pisses off the wife even more.
Yeah.
He puts out the fire, calms down a little bit. But then later in that year, Playboy magazine did a feature on the hottest sex scenes in non-pornographic films. And that scene was featured as one of the hottest, if not the hottest. And that set the wife off all over.
The wife is reading Playboy magazine now?
I don't know if she was reading Playboy magazine or if he was just like, "Oh, hey, check it out. I got put in Playboy magazine." I would imagine that Andy Sidaris probably was like, "Oh, hey, let me send this to the house."
Got it bookmarked and shit. He's like, yeah. So after a nice hot tub fuck, they're chilling out. They got a little wine. And we see that Cobra distracts Chris for one moment. Drops a little roofie into his wine. He takes it. Great acting, by the way, on Chris's part of him passing out. He's losing his equilibrium.
He has the same weakness as
Got to be on the mic.
Mechanic.
Yeah, got to be on the mic.
Yeah, no, they can hear me.
Okay.
He's got the same weakness as Bronson Mechanic. Wine, champagne.
And he passes out, and Cobra gets that locket he has around his neck, pulls out the chip, swaps it with another chip, and then she just takes off and leaves him.
All right, and we're getting back. We went from one heavy fuck scene. We're playing with our emotions, our sexual frustrations here. We didn't get to see a climax, so maybe we get to see the climax here. Because we got Scorpion and Mark settling down for a nice picnic basket. They have all
very classy. They're in
charcuterie board.
They're in their ugly ass Dayglow
Ugly,
swimsuits.
ugly ass. Big handprints on them.
Very 90s.
Yeah.
90s were a terrible decade, when I think about it.
It's funny because everyone thinks all the neon and shit came from the 80s.
Yeah,
there was some in the 80s.
Yeah.
But,
That was mostly the 90s. Everything was so neon and day glow.
Whenever I see a baby pic of me, like when I was like in my 8, 9, 10, and I wasn't in a baseball uniform, it was in neon shit.
Yeah, highlighter yellow, everything.
Yeah, agreed. So we're sitting down. I mean, they've got the fucking works. They got the brie out. They've got the beef stroganoff just cold on ice. You know, that's how people love their stroganoff.
Where did this come from? It's like all in Tupperware, too. It was weird.
Was
he planning on having this dinner, this romantic dinner by himself?
I thought Scorpion brought it. Are you saying she didn't?
I would assume Scorpion had like a go bag. Like, all right.
Oh.
Yeah,
remember, they're very prepared in the Lethal Ladies.
Right. No, this is Mechanic 2011 type logic. They prepare enough for the first interaction, not anything else. But hey, she did her work.
Right, and
it worked.
But then we get back to Scorpion being the one wheel on the shopping cart that doesn't work right. So,
I like this.
Go ahead and finish the scene, and I'll point out what I mean.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
Well, she goes to put the moves on him, and Mark's like, whoa, slow down, baby. Sorry, I'm involved with somebody. Because he rekindled his flame with Sam.
Yeah. Would you like to get involved with these?
Right. Pulls her tits out of her swimsuit.
We get some nice lingering Danzig shots, side boob.
They start making out. He's like, fuck it. And when in Rome.
When in Scorpion, there was a nice scene there where he says, should we be drinking wine? I think we should be drinking Scorpion tails.
I don't remember.
I don't remember that.
I don't.
Yeah, okay.
While he's distracted by her boobage, she pulls out the old taser, hits him with it. Doesn't even let him fuck. Like, let's Cobra let him fuck at least.
Yeah, Cobra got into it.
That's why I like Cobra the best.
So, Black Widow and Cobra, their first missions, perfect. Planned out to a T, great. Scorpions, left things to chance.
Okay.
So she's kind of wonky here. Then this one, she she has the opportunity to, I don't know, knock him out any which natural way, but instead she's like, I'm just going to use a taser. Like, she could have put something.
Very great grip voice you did.
There was a good grip voice. I thought I did it.
She could have put something in his drink and his food, whatever, but no, she's like, I got this whole elaborate plan set up, and then taser. Like, what are you doing, Scorpion?
The
Come
taser was weird.
I hope she was an intern. I hope she wasn't a full-fledged member yet, because it came out of nowhere.
Right. I mean, we do get to see how they recruit people at Cowboys, so maybe she was just like a month in or something. Because
it worked because he knocked him out for like a total. Was he on an island somewhere? He was like knocked out for like a night.
He was 100 feet away from his house, apparently. That's what I figured when we get into.
But she does her mission. She swaps out the chip. None the wiser. Now our boy Tom ain't getting laid, so he's got to work off some tension. So he's at the old Nautilus room in IWAR's headquarters.
IWAR, yeah.
Very good. They've got daycare. They've got gym. You want to work for IWAR?
It's progressive, yeah.
Right. He's pumping some iron. And
yeah, just hit that lozenge a little harder.
He gets it.
So he's pumping the iron, and this is when we see that Puss, Fu, and Black Widow, they're raining down on this building.
They break in by, I think, don't they just walk in? Isn't it open? I don't think they even break in, do they?
No, they walk right in. Fu and
Puss?
And Puss like run off to the.
They scurry into another room.
Emergency exit or whatever, like the stairwell.
And then
Black Widow's just standing there, and the guard's like, "Hey, lady,
yeah, it's Barney Fife.
This is a private building. You can't be in here."
She reveals a shoulder strap.
And then Fu and Puss come out of the room they hid in, and Fu like cartoon character sneak walks up behind the guy,
Dude.
and then takes him out, and the whole thing played out like a comedy.
It really did.
So Black Widow, she's got eyes for Nick. She's taking Nick out. She goes to Nick's office. She backhand him. She's a spinning back fist on Nick.
She Eddie Kingston him. Yeah, you're right.
And we know her kink, her way to kill, you tie somebody up. So she ties Nick to his chair, puts like a fucking dog collar, like a shot collar on him. She's going full fucking crazy.
I mean, for the Sidaris world, I think her character is perfect.
Yeah.
We got to see her in the first scene with the French scientist or whatever, and this was her setup. And she really liked him, so she fucked him. So she played it on like it was a whole thing. And we get to see it again this time, but she's not into this guy.
Oh, she's a big tease on this.
So, you know what? This is good. This is another good payoff in a Sidaris movie. This guy's killing it.
There's also a lot of nipple rubbing in this movie. Like
Well,
the
yeah.
woman's rub their nipples against the guy's nipples.
There's not a whole lot they can do when you can't get a dick out or you can't
Right.
take the
Lot
bottom
of finger
trousers
work,
off.
yeah.
So you got to do a lot of hand work. Got to do a lot of nipple and face. And
I heard Billy Drago actually taught
yeah.
a lot of the handwork on this.
Yeah, they definitely brought him on as a sexy hand stunt coordinator.
Right.
It only makes sense. I mean, come on.
Right, yeah. When I think of Billy Drago, the first thing I think is sexy hands. He might actually use his hands like in place of Julie Strain's, you know? I mean,
There was some zoom, close up of hand shots that I was like,
she just wasn't getting it. He's like, let me take over.
yeah.
Right?
Some Danzig shots of some sexy hands.
Yeah, exactly.
Get those fucking hands in there.
Zoom in, lose focus, regain focus, zoom in more, pull back.
Not enough lingering. Linger more.
So we see that she's doing like a whole flirtatious dance. She's teasing the fuck out of him. She's rubbing nipples on his nipples because she's got his nipples exposed, of course. It's a whole thing. But eventually she's just like, nah, you're not good enough for me. And so she shoots him between the eyes.
That's her thing.
That's her thing.
Puss walks in. Bro, what a way to go! Beats drowning. He's not a wet guy.
All right.
We got Ron. He's running back in because we're in the IWAR headquarters.
Well,
and
Puss also makes sure because remember, Ron.
I thought it was Ron that went in there, but it was probably Puss.
It was Puss.
It was Puss.
Also, I want to know what IWAR really is. or IWAR.
The International Weapon Removal
No,
Arms.
because there's no way that's on the building.
Yeah.
There's no way Sidaris paid for that to happen.
Oh, I see what you mean.
It's like what is that?
Yeah,
building
well,
actually?
it makes sense because that does not flow off the tongue. Like he was probably struggling for that acronym. Like, what does this stand for?
I can rent this building. I need to make IWAR into an acronym I can use. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's interesting.
So Puss finds the mic that Ron left earlier underneath the table and removes it.
Yeah.
And now we get the greatest fight scene in this movie has.
It was
Gerald Nakamura gets to show off his skills. Little chubby little Asian guy. He takes on our boy Tom.
Yeah, remember this is our A Leong. This is like our B-level A Leong.
Right. And we get Tom. He starts off really. He's got that fire, that babyface fire. He starts taking it to our boy Fu.
Crowd's going crazy. Fucking teenage girls are throwing their teenage undergarments at him and everything. Training undergarments. Oh my god, it's a mess. And then Fu just takes it over.
Fu, he's like, I can get my heat.
Well, yeah, he goes into his jockstrap and he gets out some powder and blows it in his face.
Well, all Asians keep it's salt first of all.
It's salt.
Not powder.
It's okay. I'm sorry.
They never know when a sumo match is gonna break out, so you gotta.
Keep salt in there.
Got to cleanse that fighting space.
That's smart. So he gets that into Tom's eyes, and so he starts getting an advantage, and he's just pummeling him. He's judo chopping him. He's doing all kinds of kung fu shit that us Westerners don't know anything about.
Right.
Tom gets one last little comeuppance, and it looks like Tom's gonna do okay. Fu, what did he do to turn it back over so quickly?
He put him in the sloppiest full Nelson I've ever seen.
That's all it was just he put him in a full Nelson?
Yeah, it was so you put a Weaver lock. The Weaver lock, you could actually kill somebody with a Weaver lock. No, he puts them in a sloppy ass fucking full Nelson. It incapacitates Tom. Tom just is like a wet noodle. He falls down and then he chops him and kills.
Swing show.
Kills Tom.
He did a Jungle Boy chokehold.
Yes. Yeah, I think I saw this somewhere in a UFC match. I think this is how you knock someone out. Yeah, and then he takes the chip and he's gone.
So this
once again, like you were pointing out, all the girls do a perfect thing, and then the last one's always sloppy. It's like the drive-by was sloppy, and now this is sloppy.
Because the girls swapped out the chip. Fu takes it.
Yes.
So he takes the full necklace. So this is a big point. Sidaris was paying attention to the details.
So Antonio and Sam get back from Louisiana. They're at the HQ. He lets her out.
For some reason, she's like, yeah, what a gentleman.
Yeah, because he's flirting with her a little because he just had that sexy cheesecake wet dream, and he wants some dessert for later on, and she's just like, whatever. I'm with Mark.
They didn't really build it up enough to make me think that he was just super creep. She seemed into him.
I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It came out of nowhere.
She gets to the front door. Our boy Fu pops up, punches her. Oh, no, Black Widow punches
Fu
her.
Grabs her.
Right.
And I was saying earlier that Black Widow has the best scene of this movie right fucking here. This line read by Black Widow is so fantastic. I can't do it justice. We know I can't do voices.
A right cross is something you're born with. It's a natural thing. You don't just learn it like that kung fu crap. And then she just throws fucking Sam over her shoulder and carries her away.
I fucking love that scene.
24 hours later, Chris and Mark finally come to their senses. I don't know how Chris didn't drown in the fucking hot tub.
He's just a prune from the neck down.
They check their chips and they're like, still here. So I don't know. I guess we just got roofie raped. I don't know what's going on with that.
So now we're in super fast motion CSI time.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, we need to go back to the crime scene.
Let's retrace our steps.
So they go back to the airport where that drive-by happened.
Just so happens the old policeman who was there,
and makes no sense. I gotta go talk to this guy. There's nothing to do with the plot at all. We don't learn anything from this old man. But Mark just I gotta talk to this guy.
Yeah.
Chris is like, they shot, but there's no bullet. Did the cops investigate this at all? This is days later.
No.
And he's like, these are. He can tell by looking at them. These are blank shells from a bullet shells.
Makes perfect sense to me.
Alec Baldwin should have learned that.
At that point, I went, oh, so Puss platypus does not suck as much as we thought.
Well, yeah, if you
The
spray a
plot
machine
thickens.
Yeah. So and that's what they're thinking too. So like, hey, Mark, let's take off. Let's go back to headquarters. But Chris is like, wait, first I want to call up Nick. I got to see what's up with Nick. Oh yeah, Nick. Yeah, he's dead. Autoerotic asphyxiation. We saw Hard Ticket to Hawaii was playing on his laptop. We know. But the boys are like, that's not like Nick. He's a Picasso Trigger guy. So they go back to HQ.
God damn it.
And they're like, these are the exact same restraints that Jean-Pierre was killed in. I would recognize those anywhere.
That's right. It has same scent on it. Everything's just so similar.
And they go, well, let's check on Tom. Tom, they're doing like a chalk outline with like masking tape.
Yeah, they were doing a tape.
This is my favorite line of the movie.
I was going to say, this is easily number 2.
So they're doing a tape outline of Tom's body, and the cop goes, "Better bring more tape. This boy was huge."
That was good. That was easily number 2 for me.
They also learned his necklace is missing and his neck was broken in that fucked up Weaver lock. Dead for several hours, by the way. This guy could just tell by looking at him.
So now, of course, our boys are going to go around to the cops who were on the scene.
Right.
And they're going to figure out whatever they figure out.
They're like, what's up with the forensics? Well, they're in the locker room for some reason. Go ask them. And this is where we get our Hitchcockian man, Andy Sidaris, makes his little cameo as the forensic guy. He's got the Walkman.
Walkman
which is,
video camera.
Right. And they're like, hey, yeah, there's this tracking device. Somehow they think they can find Sam on it for some reason.
Well, it is legit a GPS system. It is a video recording, tape recording, GPS machine. They
also noticed that Tom had some matches from the Cowboy Titty Bar.
Yes.
So, like, that's another lead. We got to go check that out. So they rush over to Cowboys, and they meet the hostess. But this ain't just any hostess, Griff. This is Kim Malin, Miss May, 1982. And she's got a very specific turn-on, Griff. Very detailed. Her turn-on is being naked. This is John DeHart's soulmate, by the way. Being naked on a fur in front of a fireplace with a good bottle of wine and her favorite man. That's it.
Oh, wow. That's her only turn-on?
Yes. That's all you need.
Jesus.
Why wasn't she the female lead? And maybe she was up for that part and get
She
even.
couldn't afford it. Or he couldn't afford it.
Her turnoffs. She had many turnoffs, though. Jealousy, overpossessiveness, people with no patience, and closed-minded people. Which is, by the way, every single fucking Playmate's turnoff. It's every hot chick's turnoff. Jealousy and all this shit. Anyway, she's just like, she's auditioning some new babes.
I feel like these girls were just out riding bikes. They look like they were wearing bike shorts, both of them.
They were.
And
very 90s, too.
They came in, they were hot. They were like, it's air conditioning here. Can we have a breather? And she's like, yeah, you can take your tops off and get on that stage. And they were just like, let's dance out our fun.
And they're doing it. They're doing a great job. And Kim's like, hey, I'll hire you right now. Our boys come in, and they're like, hey, a guy that was murdered had matches from this. Yeah, that works with his murder's matches. Do you know anything? What's going on? I'd like to talk. I want to talk to your manager, please.
Yeah.
And she's just like, she's not here right now.
I don't know what to tell you. She was out on business, she was going out to capture, kidnap some woman named Samantha, and it's just like a whole thing, it's just going to take up our whole day. So I'm acting manager.
Right. And they're like, okay, we believe you. So they
Did you say Samantha? Where was this all taking place at? She's like, well, it's just going down to her cottage. She gave away way more details than you think a fucking crony would have.
Right. But she did immediately phone Black Widow to let her know that the cops are... I said, the cops are on your tail because I gave them all the evidence they needed.
Yeah, I put them... Is this a normal Sidaris thing to do? It's just like, here's all the details you need to get to the next point of the plot, but also it's a trap?
I have no idea. It's been a long time since I've seen
it's always
I don't know.
It's
I
always
looked at
convoluted.
you. Yeah. Me and Murray have watched more fairly recently.
Sidaris?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've learned this.
2 years ago, yeah.
2 years ago.
So the boys it's time to gear up. So fucking Mark pulls out this gigantic fucking dirty hairy handgun.
That was an obscenely large one.
I actually, our man Jack, who's our weapons master, I questioned him. I was like, is this fucking thing for real? He's like, I don't know what the fuck that thing is. So yeah, it's some crazy ass shit. And fucking Chris, he's not to be outdone. He's got the fucking Predator machine gun with the fucking grenade launcher on it. They're ready to fuck shit up. So they jump on their boat and they head off to that cottage.
Right. And our villains, they're gathering at their cottage hideout.
And they're having a good time. Cobra's like, hey, I got this new RC boat. Check it out. And she's playing on the river and shit. They're having a good time.
Right. And we head inside the cottage, and everybody's just having a good time. They're thinking they're just going to party for the next few days, and they're going to take over a satellite. And what was their plan after that?
Well, they're not going to take over the satellite. They're going to sabotage it so the satellite never gets sent.
Oh, that was their plan?
Yeah.
And so they were just going to celebrate the satellite.
Because as soon as the meteor shower happens, there's not going to be another one for 100 years.
I mean, we already have enough space junk. Devo has been singing about it for 45 years now.
Right.
Thank you, Mike.
So, but here's the kicker.
Yeah, Tim's not familiar with the Devo well enough to get
Is that the Their Whip It band? So we see a familiar face. Antonio is with the villain. Did he get kidnapped? No, he's working with the villain. He is a villain.
What?
So now the blanks make sense. They never wanted him assassinated.
Right.
Sidaris with that tight plot.
But then I'm totally going to negate everything I said earlier. They do want to take over the fucking satellite because they got the chips.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I kind of like how Sidaris.
So they're
going to
look. How does it help them? So they're going to know where to find the weapons of mass destruction?
I think this is the point I was just getting to. I have no idea their goal.
Yeah. No idea.
Yeah. I don't think Sidaris does.
As far as I know, Antonio just wants to bang giant-titted women.
Right.
That's it. That's all I know about him.
Well, he's a nerd. Yeah, of course he does. He's always thinking about.
So he's doing
we
a
learned
Lewis.
that from the Lewis who raped that girl in the funhouse. We all remember that. We're not going to forgive you, Lewis. You raped that girl.
Let's be generous, and maybe they want control so they can sell control to the highest bidder.
Sounds like something.
If the largest bidder has large titties, then I think they're into it. Because this is a Sidaris universe.
That's a very Cobra Commander plot.
Cobra Commander.
Hit me with a cold slither real quick.
Do it.
Cobra. Destro. Let's take over this satellite.
I see. I can't compete with any of the voices he does.
So our mind's been blown. He's in a straight up heel turn on us. Antonio is a rat.
Oh, it is a good heel turn.
And he's got all the chips. And he's all in with those chips, Griff. And he tells us every single one. This one is from Hong Kong. This was by Tom. Puts it in. This one was from, they had like a little CD case or something that they had the little chips they put in.
They were in like a 3x5 floppy, but they folded open. So we could take the chip out. Because we see that device later where they open the 3x5 floppy, and it's like, wait, what?
So he puts the 3 in. This one, our lovely Cobra got for us.
This is the 4th chip.
From Argentina.
Wasn't
it
it supposed to be his?
I don't know.
It was supposed to be his.
Yeah, if it was the Argentinian one, then it was his.
Yeah, because the last one, Cobra's, is supposed to be his.
Okay, well, wait. Then how did Cobra get a hold of his?
Because they did some kind of handoff at the IWAR meeting way back when the IWAR got involved with Antonio, and they took all the chips and they handed them out to all the agents.
Right, yeah.
And so the agent that got Antonio's was supposed to be Chris, and they fucked in the hot tub, so it's supposed to be...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I get it.
So Cobra is supposed to be handing him Antonio's...
Okay.
Yeah. Sidaris, I know. It's very highfalutin.
Now I know why he had to like fucking spoon feed us every single one. This is from Cape Town. This is... All right. So, and he puts it in and says... Because every time he puts one in, he goes, activated.
Yeah.
And then it was like, not activated.
And so they all turn and slowly look at Cobra, and you're just like, what the fuck, Cobra? And this movie does a great job of making Cobra look like a cold hard bitch. She's doing all their evil bidding. So it's like, well, what did happen? And then we go, like a good old modern sports game, we go to the footage. We got to check the replay.
Yeah.
So we go to New York.
Yeah, and so we learned that's why all these that camera was set up in Cape Town. We're seeing what happened, and we see that good old Pete Vandermeer snuck out of his car.
I mean, we were all concerned about it, right? You want to reveal the replay footage? You want to be New York for us, Mike?
All right, so as you can see, the
Perfect.
truck pulls up to the gate here, and the gate is not open, so our driver, Vandermeer, has to wait a little bit. Gate starts to open, but then we see a shot from the passenger side. Previously, when you were watching the movie, we saw the driver's side, but now we got passenger side footage. Vandermeer crawls out of the car, and in his place is a blow-up dummy, an exact replica of himself, and he's able to clear the car before the explosion. All right, back to you guys at the field.
I mean,
That's why the RC was so slow.
This is a clear case. You got to overturn this fucking ruling on the field. This is not a murder. This is a staging.
Yeah.
This is incredible.
So we learned that Cobra is a double not spy. She's a double agent. She actually switched out those chips. And so but then Antonio's like, my dear, but I cloned the chip. Whatever that means.
I don't know.
And it's kind of, if you can clone the chips, why not just clone the one chip you have three more times, and then you don't need to deal with this shit.
This is where Sidaris was going in over his head.
So much like us, Cobra is confused. She just grabs a gun and starts shooting. And we see they just laugh their ass off because nobody's dead. And it's like, you just used the puss gun.
And so we get another Black Widow scene. Love Black Widow. She's fucking backhanding everybody. And again, she's towering over these women. She's going full Jade Cargill on them. And she fucking
She's that bitch.
Yeah, she is that bitch. She's got the whole bitch squad or whatever they're called. And she fucking scoop slams her. And she's just like, look, this is settled. What do we got to do now?
Well, Antonio, ever the romantic, he's like, Sam, don't you think you could work with us? I had this amazing sex dream with you. She's like, forget it. I don't work with fuckers like you.
Hey, man, there's a situation outside. There's a boat approaching 300 feet away. They're here. Let's rock and roll.
That was Puss, by the way, saying that.
That was perfect, Puss.
Yeah, you were pussified there.
I got a Puss voice.
And Puss opens fire. He's just squirting all over him. And our boy, I think it's Chris, just fucking blows him away.
Yeah, they've got nothing to hide behind. Puss misses every single shot, and then Chris just iron sights it up in one shot. So he did a 360 no scope.
So this is my favorite Black Widow line. She goes, before you kill these bitches, meaning Sam and Cobra, rape them, then kill them. Because that's what I would do.
I hate the laugh, obviously, because of the absurdity of that scene. But it's like, who is supposed to be left behind to do this?
I don't know.
Because everybody leaves, and we know we have a small cast and crew of evil people. I don't know who she expected to carry this
All I know
out.
is she grabs Antonio because they got to get bugged the fuck out.
Yeah.
Get on their boat to take off. So Fu is left to take care of everybody.
Yeah, Chris immediately gets on Black Widow and Antonio's trail, and he's shooting and firing. So Fu cuts him off, and he's got some weird, like...
Sparkle gun. What the fuck?
He's got a Roman candle shotgun.
Is that what gets built in the Sparks factory?
Exactly.
Oh, God, you know it is.
Yeah.
That's all they were doing. That's what this country thrived on.
That's all
for
we
so many
make in
years.
America is weapons.
Yeah, everything that's shut down in Pennsylvania right now, that's all they did was make these shotguns.
So they're just going back and forth, and I don't know where the fuck I am.
So I believe we're getting at a point where,
Scorpion, Mark spots Scorpion, and he shoots her, but he shoots her in the arm because
that's it.
because he's compassionate because he liked what he saw. He doesn't know if Sam gets killed, he's got to have somebody on the side.
Right. Okay.
And he shows compassion. He just puts a little tourniquet. He does the
It shoots right through her arm.
he does the hunter move from 2025 where he just wraps a fanny pack around the fucking wound. It's like, all right, you're okay. He asks her, "Where are you born? Where were you born?"
He does also ask her as he tourniquets her arm, "Would you like to go spray paint some Jesus fish with me?"
Right.
And that's all it takes.
And that melts her heart. All that iciness melts away.
It's a bridge.
And then, but Ron pops up. Remember Ron?
Ron is Antonio's bodyguard.
And
Perfect mullet.
He's using Sam as a shield.
Yes.
And he's firing at our boy Mark. They go back and forth, and then Mark's like, "Hey, let's party."
Well, yeah, because Ron says to Mark, I'm gonna break her neck. How would you like to break my neck, big boy? And of course,
You can't turn that down.
you can't turn that down. Ron's like, I want to, because he sees Mark's neck. Mark's got a thick neck.
Right.
And he's like, this could be a big notch in my kill bell.
Right.
If I break this man's neck.
Let's see what the Weaver Lock can do to this neck.
Come on. Let's fucking see what the weird
So they start fighting, but yeah, Mark gets the best of him. When you know you're a heel, you got to cheat. So our boy Ron pulls out the international object out of his trunks, and he goes to stab our boy Mark. But you hear a gunshot, and we're like, wait, who got shot? What happened? What happened? It's Scorpion. She fell in love with, she wants to do that painting the fish shit on trees in the woods.
I'm doing. Is this the greatest babyface turn you've ever seen in movie history, Mike?
If it's not the best, it's one of the best. This is Macho Man and Miss Elizabeth reuniting.
Yeah.
Levels of emotion here.
It is very. I couldn't believe it. I didn't realize this is what we were heading to in this movie.
Right. It's a heel turn.
We always
a beautiful heel turn.
We always start with our heroines being the attractive women who are going to be at the end of the movie, and this time it's like one of the bad girls is going to be one of the good girls, and then we just learned that Cobra is a double agent.
She's working for the European branch of IWAR.
Wow.
Right.
This
And
is
Cobra is working for the European branch of IWAR. What part of Cobra screamed international agent to you guys? Because they said that, and I was like, I don't know about this.
she's a master of accents. She comes. Speaking of Cobra, she comes too, and she always covering his bases. She doesn't move, but you can see she clearly pulls out the blank clip and puts a live clip in, and hands the gun to Sam. She's like, "I got my fucking RC boat. I'm gonna fuck some shit up with."
Yeah, she grabs the gun, she grabs the boat, and she heads out the front door, and Sam just happens to be waiting there, whittling a stick outside the front door.
Where you been?
I don't know where my Winstons are.
She hands her the gun. She's got her boat. They start chasing off after.
Yeah, Sam's like, let's go into the woods, and Cobra tells her, no, let's go. What? That's not Sam's voice. Let's go for the lake.
No, that is Sam's voice.
Oh, did I do?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I got
Cobra
the
has the feminine voice.
Cobra
You think Cobra would have the rough voice, but no, it's Sam.
No, Cobra does tell her, let's go for the lake.
Right.
Because she wants to work into her
speciality, RC kills.
RC.
So they do that. They chase after Antonio and Black Widow. Now, what's Fu been up to? Well, he's going back and forth with Chris.
They're both hiding behind trees, just trading off pot shots. It's the most boring fucking scene, and it's looking like it's over for Chris though.
Well, he runs out of ammo.
He runs out of ammo,
but he's got that fucking grenade.
And so that's our big reveal here: is that he keeps a grenade in his pants.
Yeah, he's not happy to see anybody. And he loads up the grenade, blows Wu to Kingdom Come, and he great line. Sidaris probably punched the script up with this one. You should have read your fortune cookie. Get it? Because he's Chinese. Antonio and Black Widow finally get on their boat. But Sam gets the drop in. Antonio shoots him. He's dead. But our Black Widow's still alive. But is she? Because she just stands there waiting. She looks like an AEW wrestler waiting for the move to happen. She's like waiting for the Tope Suicida to come on her. She's just standing there while ever so slowly, Cobra puts the boat in the water. It's made of popsicle sticks. And she's just like, wait, hold on. Wait, no, wait. And then she's like, I think it was like she was like really it had a sail and she was blowing into it. It was going that slow. And poor Julie Strange, she's fucking she's like
she's on the outside of the ring looking up at the top rope waiting for someone to jump on her.
She's on her knees peering over the bottom row. You know, she's looking right over the apron like, is it my time? Do I come in for my spot now? It's so sad because she is literally like, she is so tall hanging over this boat.
And there is something called editing. You could tighten the scene up. But they're like, fuck that. No, we got to reach our 90-minute like.
And you did the putts, but of course we get the fucking nice Elon Musk. And we're just listening to that. and she's looking around. She's got this long,
According
curly...
to Jim Carrey, it's the most annoying sound in the world.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
And she's just like throwing her head all over the place, like, where's this ant coming from? And then the boat explodes.
Boom. And as luck would have it, the bag with all the chips just lands right in front of Sam and Cobra.
Another great line, Mike. Do you remember this line?
All I can say is, Chips Ahoy.
Yes.
So it does come back around to Mechanic 2011 because luck played a huge role in this.
All I can say is, Chips Ahoy.
All I can say is, Chips Ahoy.
Yeah, your Statham is way better.
So now we're back at I War. We're having some champagne. We're having a good time. Cobra reveals, yeah, I've been working for the Euro division all this whole time.
There was it Mark or Chris who got with it? It was Chris.
Yeah, Chris.
And he's like, you that bitch. No, she's with the Euro division.
And then she goes through, because he covers all his bases. He's like, because he knows if you're an Andy Sidaris fan, you're probably dumb. So Andy Sidaris is like, I'm going to explain everything. So Cobra goes through the whole explanation, what happened with Pete Vandermeer. See, now this is what happened. He actually had a dummy. Mike already explained it before. We're not going to go through it
This
again.
is one of the things that Sidaris always puts in his movies, a blow-up doll as a distraction.
Right. So that was the decoy. He had a blow-up doll. He blew it up with his mouth. The blow-up thing was at the crotch of the dummy. I don't know what was going on with that. But
Sexier that way.
A lot of head motion.
That's how you really pump your lungs while you're
It
doing
took
it.
forever because he did a really dry one. He just
right. He
Jesus.
just teased it a little. And then so Peter's alive, so we can still launch the Dallas Connection into space. I think it was called the Nautilus. I think is what the satellite was called.
That sounds all right.
And because Pete's still alive, we only 4 guys can operate it, and we have the Pete still alive. So there you go. The deconnection will be made after all. Scorp, she should be going to jail. She murdered a bunch of people.
Yeah,
but she's
should
still
be.
cute. She's too cute for jail.
She's too adorable. You
And
can't put
Mark,
that in
he's
jail.
still smitten. So
Yeah.
he's just like, and she's into him.
Yeah.
And they're like talking, and Sam don't like that. He's like, hey, that's my man.
Well, she comes over and she's got a hot line for him. I hope you wait. Wait, that's not Sam's voice.
Yes, it
Or
is
that's
Sam's
not
voice.
that's,
It is Sam's
that's
voice.
not Scorpion's voice. I hope you wait for me when I get out of jail.
And then, none of I can handle it. They take it. Sam goes to punch Scorp. Scorp, she dodges it, smacks Mark right in the fucking kisser.
Everybody laughs.
We get a sitcom like freeze frame. Everybody's like, "Oh, Mark
Dun,
got
dun,
punched."
No, we get another thing. We're like, hey, you know that Asian guy too? He was a child molester. The guy got killed. Don't fuck
I
that
know.
guy.
I missed that completely.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Scorp, you're exonerated. Yeah, it turns out he raped a bunch of children. So it's kind of a
We've
wash.
been joking about this being Mechanic 2011. It turned into Mechanic 2011 because they're like, yeah, Scorpion, that man you killed, he's actually a pedophile. So it's okay.
Yeah, I need to go back and rewatch it because I missed that completely.
Yeah, that was a thing they did in this movie because they needed a hot woman to hook up with a hot man. I think they were trying to allude that they were going to be a 3-way. But
All I know is Sam, this is where we get the sitcom ending. So Mark, how far did you get with her? All I can say is one of us was topless. And then we get the freeze frame. Like, yeah! High five. Wow.
I mean, I got to say, they do a spy movie better than Mechanic 2011. What's our friend? Sam West?
Sam Max.
No, it's West. something.
Simon West.
Simon West. You could
Stick to
learn-
Rick Astley videos.
Yeah,
Simon.
you could learn a thing or two from the fucking Sidaris family about spy
The
movies.
Sidaris.
The Sidari.
Yeah.
Mike, it was great having you back on.
It was great being back on.
Don't be a stranger.
Don't-
I mean,
Yeah, it won't be.
we all we tell every guest it's a marathon. This isn't a sprint. This is a marathon doing an
Yeah.
episode with us. So we hope you had fun.
Oh, of course. Always a great time with the Golan-Globus crew.
Yeah, we're always just gonna talk way too much about way too many details.
Yeah, you
that don't
know,
need to be
you
talked
know
about.
way too. All you people listening, you know way too much about our sex fetishes now. But hey, it's about learning.
That's
all right.
right.
Life's
You don't-
about learning experiences.
You don't know about my roofing fetish.
Well, that's next week.
Oh, that's next week.
Because what we got next week, Griff, I don't really know because I haven't figured it out. This is the plan. I got to talk to him. You all love him. He's our number one guest. He's a superstar. He's a WWE
I'm sorry, what?
superstar.
I don't know why he would do this.
Oh, wait,
Jeez.
hold on.
He's a WWE superstar. When you become a WWE superstar,
No, listen, I listened to the Ninja 3 episode with this guest, and he is the number one guest.
Okay.
he's great because not only is he a wrestler, not only is he our best friend, he's also he's also, and I'm not joking about this, this guy knows his fucking 90s shitty straight-to-video martial arts movies.
Does.
Dude, I'm normally entertained by Golan-Globus episodes. I was entertained and educated on that one.
Yeah.
It was an interesting listen.
We were educated.
Yeah.
Never mind you. If I can work it out, I got to get hold of him. He's a pretty busy guy, but the plan is to have him come on next week because this movie he recommended to us blew my fucking mind. I'm not even going to tell you what it is. I don't want to spoil it if we can't get it together next week. If we can't get it together, we'll just call it audible and we'll do a Griff and Tim episode. But 3 words: Bolo playing basketball.
God damn it.
Oh, boy.
I have been trying to pitch Bolo episodes for so long. I never came across this one because I'm the hugest Bolo fan. Bolo tormented my childhood. And
he's gonna warm your heart with this one.
I know. I cannot wait.
It's
so
insane.
it's going to be an eventual
And
thing.
that's not even the craziest thing. There's so much going on in this movie.
Yeah.
I was like, because normally when we have a guest, we like to just wait a little, like spread it out. I was like, we have to have fucking Paul back on.
Yeah.
Because this movie has to be talked about.
You also are like, Griff, I really want to stress you out by recording remotely for several weeks in a row.
Yes.
But hey, look, it's been a while since we talked to some of our remote friends, so
Right.
I'm very excited.
Yeah, we got a lot of shit planned for the next few weeks. So, Mike, thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
It was lovely to see you here in my kitchen again. I mean,
Lovely to be in the kitchen and see Millie.
in the pod studio, in the Laserdisc vault.
Right.
That's where we record from, not my kitchen.
So, hopefully, we'll be talking to Paul London next week. If not, whatever. See you next week. Keep it warm.
Keep it condiment free.
That's a good.
That's really a hot take. I don't agree with that one.